Yeah, and it's my mom. Hang on a minute, this will be fun. Mom, I'm gaming right now!
Yes. Yes, you are.
Mom, I'm gaming right now! With my friends, Mom!
Hey, don't do me! Hey, I'm here too!
Mom! I'm gaming with my friends! What do you want?
Hey,
And I'm streaming, Mom! Mom!
I'm hanging up.
I love you, Mom.
Only 5 minutes left. Fire team that fights together stays together. Double down. Tell them to line up faster. Fantastic work.
Oh my God. I didn't just do that, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I think Marv would have been very proud of me in that moment.
I have the holocron. See here. You didn't make it, Grease.
Here? Should you get out?
Ah! Ah! I don't know what happened there. Wikipedia for me, but I have a Wikipedia. And I hate it. Oh wait, is that empty? Tell me that's an empty suit. Okay, it's an empty suit. Okay. Oh, but I don't like the music that's playing. I do not care for the music that is playing right now. And there's a lot of ammo around here. I could have swore that was somebody hanging there. I could have swore that was somebody hanging there.
Which
And-
should be the upcoming update that's...
What the hell is that?
That is Barry. Barry. So you gotta say hey to
So
Barry.
is this the haunted house in the Halloween season?
More or less.
And they just keep all their
just keep going along.
other
You're doing
prop?
fine. You're doing fine.
Oh, what was that? What is that? What the hell is that?
What was that? I don't know. You tell me.
What was that? Okay, yeah, you know what, T? You know I will get you for this.
Yeah,
I will get you.
Bullshit! You're the one, dude. You're the one that took me to TWA at night. I don't want to fucking.
Oh, well, I missed this.
All right. Anything on your EM?
Do you want to play ball with me? Okay. Fuck that.
We are off and running, chat. Here we go. All right, Phil, move forward. Now, Phil, I will tell you right now, I will not leave you alone in this game. Open this door, Phil. Open this door to your left.
The one that I'm okay.
Yeah, the one on the left. Okay, walk in there. And read what is on the portrait, Phil.
How was that? Was that you?
No.
Because I didn't read anything and I just heard a noise.
No. Just
Magna.
Fuck you, bitch. This is awesome.
That switch does not seem to do anything. Exactly. It just shuts off the armor.
Oh, no,
It shuts off the armor.
Alright, let me see if there's a switch over here. Well, these switches here.
That was not us.
Again. Alright.
I think I heard Sabrina say mom.
Huh?
What?
She didn't
I thought
say
you were in
that.
another room.
No, she didn't say anything.
Did you not?
I heard that.
I thought that was Serena. I heard Mom. Me too.
I heard it too.
It wasn't.
That was not a real person.
I'll tell you what, I know, I'm gonna take a seat over here.
Maker.
Maker. You're probably told not to speak to strangers. And that's fine. That's fine. My name is T. And over there's my...
Was that you squeaking?
Ooh, no, that wasn't. I heard that.
Yeah, that's now I hear you squeaking.
I heard
What was that? It sounded like a voice.
I don't, it did.
Yeah, it wasn't your because
No, it wasn't me. It wasn't.
doesn't
Nothing got
sound
caught
like
in my throat. There was. I marked it, but it was a mumble. Did you heard that, right?
100%.
Cat, I swear, are you really doing this to me? Are you seeing this? Ah! Damn it, Cat! Don't. Oh my God! The cat. You little jerk! Man? What did you do to my game, Cat? I swear to God.
Is that still going off in there, Tina? I would like the cat balls. Someone needs some cat balls.
What was that?
Someone needs some cat balls. You have.
What is that? What is that? Do you hear that, Pip? It's a very wow. Hang on. It's a very rushed. It sounds like a rushed whisper.
Someone needs some cat balls.
I'm now slowing it down to 175. I'm hearing turn around. Does anyone else hear that? Which is ironic when you think about it, because usually people say, "Oh, all theaters are haunted." I don't think all theaters are haunted.
Well, this one's definitely got in it, definitely.
I mean, something's.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
They're just not talking to us right now.
they're just not talking to us right now.
You want to go into the green room?
But I ask you, since when does an actor never want to talk about themselves?
Yeah.
Hi everyone, it's me, Twitch Dad, and I'm here. Yeah, this is where it starts to get super creepy. This is the game Cyberpunk 2077 wanted to be, chat. I'm just gonna come out and say it. This is the game Cyberpunk 2077 wanted to be. So there you go.
Well, pitter patter, let's get at her.
Okay. Glad I got that out of my system. Overriding it can destroy my software, but I made that choice when I hooked into the first computer and the consequences it would bring. I'm sorry we went to see the outside together. I thought I needed to carry on the memories of humanity to hold on to the past, but I see futures in companions and you. Here, let me take that off of you. You were my friend, the very best I could have asked for. Oh, damn it. This is gonna be another Last of Us ending where I cry, isn't it? I'm tearing up already. Oh. He's headbutting him. Oh. Oh, my heart! Oh, my heart! Oh. am I crying in a video game? Oh my god. I did it, hon. I did it, hon. I finished Stray. Worth every minute. Worth every minute.
We're about just a little bit.
What?
I wonder if she's pregnant.
She does look like. I was just wondering if her belly was a little bit big.
Yeah,
Maybe that might be why she's hungry.
that might be.
So, Jack, you are upset that Wesley fought for Virginia, fought against his own people from Gettysburg. That must have been aggravating.
Did you just whisper? Did you just whisper?
Keep going. Everything you got. No, I don't know. I'm worried. He's back at red.
Come on.
Oh no.
Steve
We got him.
Sailor! Steve Sailor! You did it! You did it! Congratulations, Steve Sailor! You just picked up your second seal. That's a motherfucking raid seal. Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go!
I fucking love it when T gets hyped.
The teammate entirely of your clan. Hold on. I'm going for it.
Yeah, you just saw 80 inches of me touching my nipples on your wall. You're never gonna look at your wall the same way again. Okay. Wow, I'm having one of those days with my hair. I don't mind saying it. I'm having one of those days with my hair, and I'm doing the best I can. Chat. Let's just hope that my system holds out better than my hair. Okay, everybody, here we go. But I just realized just as I was getting ready to do a major foobar, I just realized I'm on the wrong setup for my Stream Deck. Yo, pro streamer, everybody, right here. Let's go. Live on YouTube as well as Twitch. It is review night. It is review night. We're going to be doing a little look-see at what is happening on the USS North Carolina. Max, welcome back. If it makes you feel better, one of my friends got a horrible haircut. Can't be worse than him. That's true. One of the worst haircuts I've ever had. One of the worst haircuts I ever had was in the country of London. I was told I was there on a student's budget, right? And one of the things that they told me, one of the things that they said is, if you want to get a nice cheap haircut, like a good cheap haircut, go to the Vidal Sassoon salon school. Yeah, the Vidal Sassoon salon training school of haircutting. Whatever it was, that's where they said I could go. And for £1 sterling, which was roughly, back then it was like $1.50, $2. But for £1 sterling, you could get your hair cut. Now it took like 4 hours, but and the reason why was because, they were evaluating people's haircut and their style and all this stuff and what have you. And what a horrible experience that was. Never again, man. Never again. I'm going to pay for the haircut. Aurelus, one of the top EMFers of Old Spirits. How are you? Good to see you in chat over on YouTube. We are going to be taking a look at some footage today, but I really wanted to share a story that just made me shake my head. And now that I know the author involved, I'm sitting there going, oh, well, that explains a hell of a lot. So let me go ahead. Now, granted, I want to make sure everybody knows this is not weird news from what was it? The Grim Gazette. See, I've already blocked it out of my head because, man, that was a rough way to end a stream. That was a rough way to end a stream. I am doing well. I'm doing better. It's been a touch and go kind of week. I don't mind saying it's been a touch and go. I had a few rough spots at the new job. Nothing I can't handle, but it was just a little bit of a bumpy ride. But I'm good. Chaos Gremlin, if you're still here, hey, how are you? Want to make sure I said hello to you as well. Okay, so let me go on ahead and let me just read the story here. This is actually from MSN. And here we go. Fantasy author's new book trolls George R.R. Martin for taking forever to finish Game of Thrones novels. Award-winning fantasy and science fiction author Larry Correia trolled George R.R. Martin for his notoriously slow writing pace. Correia's sixth and final book in his epic Saga of the Forgotten Warrior fantasy series, Heart of the Mountain, which arrives next month, contains a dig at Martin on its dedication page for taking ages to finish. Sure. Ages to finish. Let's see. A Song of Fire and Ice series novel, The Winds of Winter. Now, yeah, remember, the series is called A Song of Fire and Ice, but they called it Game of Thrones, right? So there you have it. Westeroses posted Heart of the Mountain's dedication page on the platform formerly known as Twitter. And it said this: to George R.R. Martin. See, it's not that hard, Correia writes. Both men have traded barbs online in the past, so it remains to be seen if Correia's taunt will prompt any response from Martin. The acclaimed author's first Song of Fire and Ice series novel, A Game of Thrones, debuted in August 1996 to widespread acclaim, spawning the 1999 A Clash of Kings, 2000's A Storm of Swords, 2005's A Feast for Crows, and 2011's A Dance with Dragons. Fans have since been waiting for the sixth series installment, The Winds of Winter, for over a decade, with Martin even previously announcing he might also pen a seventh, A Dream of Spring, after the former book arrives. Let's see. In a recent interview, Martin delivered an update. Excuse me a second. I've done the USS North Carolina battleship and had a great time and experience. Keith, I'm telling you, that was our first visit there. And it was an amazing experience. It was an amazing experience. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I think this is a different story. Is this a different story? Man, MSN's website is kind of nasty. So anyway, in a recent interview, Martin delivered an update on the arrival of the remaining A Song of Fire and Ice series novels. Unfortunately, I'm 13 years late, Martin said. Every time I say that, I'm like, how could I be 13 years late? I don't know. It happens a day at a time, but that's still a priority. A lot of people are already writing obituaries for me. They're saying, oh, he'll never be finished. Maybe they're right. I don't know. I'm alive right now. I seem pretty vital. Yeah. Okay, so first off, I want to see something real quick. Let's see. I want to see who published this. Because if it's who I think it is, it explains a lot. So let me go on ahead and let me just let me jump on in here. Let's see. There you go. It is published by, well, that's Son of the Black Sword. That's probably, no, that's the first one. Okay. Son of the Black Sword. Who the hell is publishing this? Oh, it's a reprint. Okay, Bane reprint edition. Oh wow, okay. Huh. Did not look like a it honestly did not look like the cover of a Bane book, but boy does that explain a lot. Okay. So, Larry Correia, science fiction author extraordinaire Larry Correia, science fiction fantasy author Larry Correia. He, for anybody that came late and wants to know what I'm talking about here, Larry Correia let slip the dedication of his new, or rather, of the final book in his series called, Saga. What was it? Saga something or other. Sorry, Larry. But Correia basically put in the dedication to George R.R. Martin. See, it's not that hard. And no, Bane is in Baen. Thank you, though, Scott. Thank you. I appreciate that mention. It has been a long time waiting for the next novel. I mean, yeah, I know, Rick. I know. Hey, how you doing there, Zodi? So I want to vent a bit about this because remember when I told you about how the whole thing with Asmongold and Elon Musk was pretty much the equivalent of two pigeons trying to play chess? This is even worse. And the reason I can talk about George R.R. Martin is because I've met the man twice. And both times did not make the best impression. So and now you've got Larry Correia, who writes for Bane Books. And already, I saw Bane Books and I was like, hang on. And yeah, Bane Books, man, I could go on for a short millennia about Bane Books. Matter of fact, I was talking about them while I was at the USS North Carolina. So, for anybody that's a fan of Bane Books, I'll say this much. I'll be like, all right, you know what? I love you guys, and I appreciate everybody that that reads, especially those of you who read. I appreciate the fact that you have given your hard-earned money to Bane authors, because some of I want to say I have some friends that have been Bane authors before. Baen, by the way. I myself am considered a Bane author because I did a Christmas story. Well, actually, I should rephrase it. I got asked, hey, I noticed you have this short story here called Spirit of Christmas, In the Spirit of Christmas. And I'd love to feature it in Bane Books, A Cosmic Christmas to You. I was like, has it? Oh, and he said, is this been self-published or was this published as was this published somewhere else? And I explained, well, it's only so far appeared as an ebook, standalone ebook that I've been that I've been publishing with my wife, and it's also appeared as a podcast. Now, I'm gonna give you a frame of reference here. This is 2011, and his words were, well, I don't know what a podcast is, but I do know I need a short story for this anthology. So if you're interested, it'll do the thing. We'll do the thing. We'll get it published with Bane Books. And I was like, so it's a paying gig? And he goes, yeah. And I said, and you don't know what a podcast is in 2011? He goes, no. Well, okay then. Well, that's, it's funny you should say that, Rick. The early Monster Hunter books had some gritty charm, but it rapidly wore off. Yeah. That's a great way to describe the majority of books that come out of Bane Books. These, first off, one, I am not a fan of, well, I have friends who have written for Bane Books. There are certain authors that once they write for Bane Books, they never leave. And those are the authors that I go, it's Bane Books. Now, some people are trying to play this off as a playful, jab at George R.R. Martin. There's nothing playful about it. Nothing playful about it, chat. One of the things that I can honestly say that I don't miss, I do not miss in being an author is crossing paths with Bane authors, because they are the only thing worse than Bane authors than the full-time Bane authors, the Johnny Ringos, yes, there is a guy named John Ringo. That is actually his name over at Bane Books. But there's John Ringo, there's David Weber, there's Eric Flint. And yeah, exactly. Larry Correa is one of the sad puppies. He's one of them. He's one of the Bane full-timers. I think the only people more toxic than Bane authors are Bane fans, or as they like to call themselves, the Bane barflies. The Bane barflies, or as I like to say, the Bane barflies, they go to cons and they pretty much they're going to cons and they recreate in their various rooms the cons of yore. Okay, not the cons from the 2005s and forward, more like the cons from the 80s and 90s. They do it old school, and I don't mean in a charming way. For example, there's a gritty charm to Bane and the Bane barflies, but then it quickly wears off. I don't mind saying that. It quickly wears off. And the fact that it was Bane Books that said, sure, we'll put that in the dedication, sure. Now, going back to Mr. Martin, it does come across as a little as a little snide. And as and as somebody mentioned with the as Rick mentioned with the sad puppies, with the sad puppies, yeah, it doesn't surprise me that this is coming from a Bane author and then it's Bane Books. Now, part of me can understand, and I'm going to go very, very carefully on this. I'm going very carefully on this. I understand that that's Bane Books in a nutshell. And again, I'm published by them, but if you along with that, it had some gritty charm, but it wears off. There's also that, I don't know what a podcast is, and it's 2011, and the guy that I was talking to had no idea what a podcast was. Okay, Boomer. Okay, cool. But rewinding back to George R. R. Martin, I do remember how so many authors were saying to the fans, you need to back off of George. You need to back all the way off of George, because George, he's working as hard as he can, and he will get to it. He will get to it, right? You fans don't own us authors. We are our own people, and we will get to the work to make sure it's the best work. Well, you notice a lot of those authors, and one of them being Neil Gaiman, a lot of these authors that were saying, leave George R. R. Martin alone, they're not speaking up as much now. And in one weird way, I can sort of empathize with Larry Correa, because George R. R. Martin's last book was the beginning of the Ministry of Peculiar Occurrences. And we started and ended and then continued doing anthologies and short stories in the Ministry universe while people are still waiting for George's book, okay? And as I said, I've met the man twice, and the second time was like, yep, I am now convinced George R. R. Martin is kind of a heel. He is kind of a douche nozzle. And I'm not saying that because he's successful. I'm saying that because of how rude he was to me and to my wife. And I'm sorry, when you are when you're rude to my wife, yeah, that's
Guardian down.
That's we the writers hold these truths to be self-evident. The real problem I have with George is he has been trolling his fans left and right, and they let him. They let him. He has had every excuse, like out there, saying, "Yeah, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it. Here's a teaser. Yeah, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it," and he hasn't. And even in this article, where another author trolls him, and that's the thing. There are some places that are playing this off as a playful. I don't think there's anything playful about it. First off, one, it's Larry Correia and it's Bane Books. It reeks. It reeks as Rick said. It lacks class. It reeks of just the utter nastiness that is prevalent in writing circles. I'm just gonna be straight up. I don't miss that aspect of it. This is what I noticed about writers. They're either the coolest people you'll ever meet, or they're absolute, and I mean it, absolute waffles. They are.
Me again?
Yeah, I am. Hi, baby. Oh yeah, Larry Correia. He's one of the sad puppies.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. I'd forgotten about that.
We tried to forget.
Oh, I love you. We love you too, Christina. We love you too. Thank you for that. I'd like to think that we are the nice we are on the nicer end of writers, you know. Oh, by the way, everybody, attention, all personnel. Ads in 30 seconds. Ads in 30 seconds. That is all. So yeah. Oh, by the way, before I forget, please to check your emotes, everybody, because we just got a brand new emote for 2025 approved. I'm going to drop it in chat so you can see it. So you can see it in its full glory here. There it is. If you're wondering if it looks small on your screen, it shouldn't. But if it looks small on your screen, and you'll notice it, yeah, that's Doug. That's Doug. It was when he was doing. Hey, how you doing there, nerdy? Good to have you here. That's Doug, and it was when Doug was listening to the AI generated podcast about his chat, and it got into some really dark stuff, and he just kind of looked and he was like, "What?" And I put it together. Then I sent word to Doug because I gave him credit for it. And I said, if you're cool with me making you an emote, okay? And he's like, oh, yeah, I think it's hysterical. So there you go. That is the first of more emotes coming. And for those of you over on YouTube, sorry, I'm working on trying to get some emotes over there as well because I know I need some. So anyway, so yeah, George R.R. Martin, not a nice man. He was just not a nice man. And so I can sort of understand the ire that some authors, particularly the ones that stood up on his behalf and said, leave the man alone. Leave the man alone. He is going to get to writing his book when he gets to it. You know? Of course I'm going to take care of my EMFers. Of course I am, Arelis. Of course. Thank you. Don't worry. New emotes coming. I swear. New emotes coming. I'll probably be leaning on my artist in February to find out when I could get them done. But that one was a bonus. This was the one of Doug was an absolute bonus. So we're rolling with it. So yeah, the whole thing is, if you know, I would have been disappointed. I would have been disappointed in any other publisher. But now that I know that it's Bane Books, I'm like, okay, that explains everything. Because Bane Books, I'm gonna wait until everybody gets back from the ad break so I can sort of explain why it doesn't surprise me that Bane Books was behind this. Hi everybody, welcome back. So here's what you need to know about Bane Books. When it comes to the actual quality of the book, it varies. A dear friend of mine, Wen Spencer, she writes for Bane Books, or she used to write for Bane Books. I don't know what she's doing now, but she wrote a phenomenal series called that started with a book called Tinker, and I loved it. It was straight up fantasy, lots of fun, kind of sexy in some points. It was a good time. It was a good time. But Bane tried to find every which way to promote their books, and they would milk a promotional cow until it was dry. And they would also do something that I never heard of anybody doing, but this again is old school sci-fi publishing. They would go to different cons and they go, "Hey, how you doing? Okay, so here's how it's going to go. You want a guest of honor, right? You want a guest of honor, and we've got one for you here, and he's a Bane author. So here's what we're going to pitch to you. If you make this guy your guest of honor, we'll go on ahead and we'll buy the inside cover of your program. Now, if you feature a Bane artist as the artist guest of honor, yeah, we'll buy the back cover and we'll have him supply the artwork for the front and the back. Oh, and if you bring in like a fan guest of honor that's part of the Bane Barflies, yeah, we'll buy the center spread of your book as well. Now, what you need to know about your science fiction conventions, particularly for writers, the ones that are focused on the writing, not media, but writing, they live and die by selling space in the program that you get. They really do. They really rely on selling that stuff. So when you have a publisher that says we're going to buy all this space in your convention program, yeah, they're gonna be the ones to do it. But of course, it's a trade off. And then of course, if one Bane author comes and then the artist is also a Bane guy, and then one of the Barflies shows up, well, then a lot of other Bane authors show up. And it becomes sort of a Bane circle jerk. But actually, they do have a name for it. It's when somebody said, "Yeah, this convention needed a little financial help, so it's now a Banecon." That's what they call it, Banecon. And it's rough. I mean, but it does not. I wish I could say I was disappointed, but it does not surprise me that it was Bane Books that said, "Sure, do this." Doug is talking about his inability to read road signs, and that being an indicator he needs glasses. Caused me to set up an appointment with my optometrist for the first time in several years. He actually looks really good in his glasses. I did want to say he looks really good in them, I think. And I did manage to touch base with him. It turns out that he was nowhere near the fires, but his lifestyle was still affected, and he's good. He's in a good place, and he was safe, and that's cool. That was the main thing. As far as the potential collaboration for us in the future, well, we are kicking around ideas.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Oh boy, are we kicking around ideas? But going back to my current rant, I can understand the ire. I really can. Because he's not a nice... George R. Martin, not a nice guy. The fact that he has now designed a logo around his name, and the logo looks like the logo from the Tolkien estate, I'm like, okay, bro, that's pretty ballsy. But the difference is that Tolkien at least finished The Lord of the Rings. He finished that trilogy. And people are still waiting for this other book. I can understand though how he's pivoted. I mean, he is now pivoted to doing video games. He's now consulting and writing for video games. He's doing the stuff with Elden Ring, and it's gotta be a good life, being able to walk in, say yeah, that's good, and leave, and not excuse me. Not only that, you've got, after he completely rakes over the coals, HBO, for, not getting it right with the ending that they came up with for Game of Thrones, HBO still throws money at George by saying, hey, we know that you finished this prequel, so how about we do the prequel, and we'll call it, we'll make it the House of Dragons. And of course, somebody signs a check and George R. Martin walks away happy. I get it. There's no, especially that we had a pandemic. And we were all, because one of the things he says is, I can't write without WordStar. I cannot write without WordStar. And for anybody that's wondering out there, what's WordStar? WordStar is the word processor that George R. R. Martin uses. And he has said, point blank, it's the only word processor I trust and the only one that I use. And this thing has been this WordStar has literally been out of circulation as a word processor since the 90s. But he's got one guy that apparently is trained that if anything goes wrong, he knows what to do. He apparently has the mother code for WordStar, so he can recreate it or he can fix whatever's wrong. But that means there's that one computer, and that one computer is running WordStar, and that's it. Meanwhile, George is blogging on LiveJournal, and he's doing anything but working on Game of Thrones on this The Winds of Winter, and he loves it. He loves it. He absolutely loves it, because instead of being the guy that is bent over a barrel with the publishers, the publisher's the one who's bent over the barrel, and he's sticking it to them. And I'll never forget an insight into his personality. And this was when the manuscript was only a year or so late. And George was at a George was the guest speaker at this event in Australia where they were celebrating the 15th anniversary at that time. The 15th anniversary of Harper Voyager. That was actually our first publisher. That was our publisher. Thank you, by the way, Zodi. Thank you. And George is up there and he said, yeah, I still remember 15 years ago when Harper Voyager started off, and it was trying times. We had a Democrat in the White House, and a divided Congress. There were strange things happening with our economy, and I was a bit behind on my deadlines. Nice to know in 2012 things are changed, and we can we're doing so much better. Of course, everybody laughed, except for three people. I noticed it was the three people that were standing next to us. Pip and I were looking around going, huh. And then we saw the three people standing next to us. It was the executive editor of Harper Voyager US, the executive editor of Harper Voyager UK, and the executive editor of Harper Voyager Australia and New Zealand. And they were three women all standing there with their drinks doing this. And I mean, yeah, I'm surprised the cops didn't show up and arrest them on the spot, because if looks could kill, if looks could have killed.
Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
I mean, they were not amused. But this was a look into George R. R. Martin's personality. But if you really want to know how I was like, okay, this is the indicator that he is never going to finish this. And it was kind of under the radar. It was really under the radar when this happened. There was a pretty funny, I don't want to say it was a parody, but it was a tongue-in-cheek approach to zombie apocalypse, zombie horror. It was called Z Nation. And the writers and the producers, it was Asylum Pictures. And I don't know if you're familiar with Asylum Pictures, but Asylum Pictures are the people that see these really massive movie trailers for movies that are going to be coming out the following year. Okay, well, your old boss was in Z Nation, really? Oh, this I gotta hear. Was he a regular player in the cast, or was he What was he just in an episode? Because I probably saw the episode. But so Z Nation, these guys were shameless. The opening episode had a bunch of cross country survivors intersecting with the heroes of the series. He was the head of the weed farm that actually said brains. Oh my God, I remember that episode. I remember the weed farm episode. That is hysterical. So anyway, but going back to the original episode, or the pilot episode, they said, "How'd you guys find us?" And the people that were doing this Canadian cross with the heroes were saying, "Oh yeah, some folks held up in a prison just a couple blocks away. They were telling us you were here." And it was they released this episode during the season of The Walking Dead where they were held up in the prison, right? And they were just they took every possible shot they could. But one that I'm surprised more fans didn't talk about. In the later episode, I think there was a sniper competition and was one the zombies chasing after 10K. Yeah. It was a fun show. It was a really fun show, but there was this one particular scene in Z Nation where this guy was a collector of zombies. He was a collector of different zombies. And he goes, but now, and he's taking these people through his museum collection of different zombies. And he gets to this one section and he says, but here's one of the piece de resistance. This is one of the cornerstones. This is one of the major exhibits that I have here. And he comes around the corner and he brings everybody around the corner. And he goes, the legend. And the camera pans around, and there's, in full zombie makeup, George R.R. Martin. He's wearing the cap. He's got the suspenders, and he goes. Now this is a great interaction. And he's also flanked by two very busty, very skinny fangirls, also zombies. So it's the three of them, and he goes, now watch this. And George goes to bite the guy, but then he hesitates, takes the book out of the guy's hand and signs it. And that's when the curator of the museum said, yeah, you can put whatever you want in front of him. It doesn't matter if it's a book or if it's a book that he didn't that he didn't write. He'll sign it. He goes, there's another trick of it. There's another trick he's got here. So here we go. And then, he reaches for this large stack of paper and he takes it away and George grabs it and they start doing this tug of war with it. And the curator again says, no matter what you do, he will not let go of this. And I'm sitting there. I was on a treadmill. I was on a treadmill watching this and I was like, wow, that was the biggest middle finger to his fan base right there. That was just a straight up middle finger. And yeah, and there's a lot of truth to it. If you were gifted and a young woman, you would get George R. R. Martin's attention. I saw way too many pictures that made me go, oh, that's kind of cringe. And then there's this whole thing about the manuscript. And it was, no matter where whenever you saw him at award shows, whether you saw him in something like Z Nation, all these different things, he would always say, I never write when I'm on the road. I have to be in my office. I have to be at my desk. I have to be using WordStar. But man, he made the rounds. And even when we had a pandemic, he didn't finish it. He still didn't finish it. And and so, yeah, when it comes to George R. R. Martin, he is not. I don't necessarily hold him in a high regards as a professional. He's a creative guy, and yes, he can write. I'll be the first one to say that. Not just with Game of Thrones, but also with Beauty and the Beast. I don't know if you remember that show from the 90s, but apparently George R. R. Martin, he was one of the main writers for it. And there was some wonderful stuff in Beauty and the Beast back in the 90s. But the fact that there are people still throwing money at him, and he still hasn't finished this, and he still continues to troll his fan base, and then a lot of the authors that were all sticking up for him, saying, hey, you don't own us. You don't. See you later, Chris. You don't own us. George R. R. Martin is not your. George R. R. Martin is not your bitch. That was the call. George R. R. Martin is not your bitch. Pretty much every one of those authors have all backed off. That nobody's. And then Larry Correia does this. Do I think it's cool what he's done? Absolutely not. I find it absolutely tactless. The fact that it's come from Baen Books doesn't surprise me at all. So let's talk now about Baen Books, which now explains a whole hell of a lot. So Baen Books, they're smart. They are extremely smart and extremely savvy when it comes to marketing. Because they'll print off all these books. And then, and it's a tradition that they continue even today. They will take boxes of their books, whether they're and a lot of them are the books that aren't moving as much, and they will take them as a tax write-off, and they will donate them to different ships of our United States Navy. And I remember having a very frank talk about this with a friend of mine, a good friend of mine. Guy named Tony Ruggiero. He used to be on the last carrier I believe he worked. He was working with. I believe was the if it wasn't the John F. Kennedy, it was the Enterprise. But yeah. Tony had a hell of a career, and he said, "Yeah, I read one Baen book on the ship, and I said I can write better than this," and that's what got him into writing. But what was funny is that Tony said the reason why so many people, particularly in the Navy, love his books is because we don't have a big library on these ships. But when you're on this ship and it's not like you can go down to the bookstore. You can't, there's very little you can do. We don't have a bookstore for sale. We have our library. We were pretty much limited to what was available in the library. And he said, there were some books there that were, last printed in 1950. I'm like, okay. He goes, except for one, Baen Books. They were the only author that would take these, these huge collection of books and just donate them to the ships of the United States Navy. And he said, I watched it, people that wouldn't read, they would not read until they were like, I got nothing else to do on this boat, so I might as well go on ahead and pick up this book. This book looks interesting. It's, science fiction, it's outer space hijinks, let's go. And he said, I'd watch them and they would consume these books, and then the minute they'd get off the ship, they go, oh wow, I can go to a bookstore and get even more Baen books. Yes, you can. Between buying out conventions and stocking the Navy with their books, Baen knew how to market, and I'm sure that's what they said. Any other publisher would have been like, I don't know, but Baen, no, they would do this, and they would do this at the drop of a hat. And that being said, no, I don't. I think it is. I think it is absolutely tactless. It's one thing. It's one thing for the fans to basically say, how hard is it to finish the book? But when you're another author and you're finishing up your own series, and you are now saying it, there's nothing classy about it, and there's nothing professional about it, because now that last book is tied to George R. R. Martin. And I'm sure Baen, they were counting on someone like me or other authors basically, oh, George R. R. Martin just got burned. No, it's two pigeons trying to play chess. It really is two pigeons trying to play chess. And there is the entire chessboard is just covered in shit. So I wanted to share that little rant with you because when that happened, I was shocked. I was shocked that editors and a publisher said, yes, let's run with this, until I found out it was Main Books. And I literally found out with all of you here. So, whoo, man. I won't lie. There are some things that I miss about... Can I help you? There are some things that I miss about being a published author with New York and things like that. I do. There are some things that I miss about on the regular going to conventions that were dedicated to writers. I mean, heck, Pip and I are getting ready to go to our first convention. Wow, the first convention since 2019. I think that 2019. I believe that's it. We were still being invited to go to different conventions up to that point, and even in 2020, there was an event that wanted us to be their steampunk guest of honor in Florida, and we were like, the deeper we got into 2020, the worse it got. And hey, how you doing there, Jason? Good to see you. We were just like, yeah, this isn't going to work. So we said, how about you try to bring us in remotely? And they said, oh, that'd be great. And then they never got back in touch with us. So in fact, they still did their event. And I can tell you right now, after I know I got to dust off that steampunk arm. I don't know if I am. I think I'm just going to go very low key. As a matter of fact, now that we've got all the books back, and we are repackaging the books and putting a new cover on the book and all this stuff. One of the things that we're going to do when we go to this convention in Kentucky is basically say, if you show up at one of our panels, you get free books. And we're literally going to give people a ticket, and if they show up and they give us a ticket, they get the books autographed, and it's free. We're just going to give. We're literally going to give away the first 2 books wherever we do a live presentation. And why the heck not? Why the heck not? It's there are some things I miss about it, but this kind of pettiness, this kind of backbiting. I mean, you hear authors talk about what a great fraternity the writing community is, and that's the thing. It is. There are some people that I'm going to be seeing at this event in Louisville that I haven't seen in years, and I can't wait to see them. They're absolutely delightful people. There are also not as many. I do want to say that. For every 5 authors that I've met, they've been brilliant people. It's that 6th one that always leaves the bad taste in my mouth. And quite frankly, it's also the same with streamers. I've met people that I'm like, yeah, I'd love to, have, break bread with you, have a drink, whatever. And then there are other people like, yeah, it's going to be quite a few years before I'll ever, cross paths with you again. Thank you, sir. You get it in every community, whether it's streamers, whether it's podcasters, whether it's writers. But these kind of shenanigans, yeah, this is the gross underbelly. And there's nothing cool, and there's nothing savvy or clever. And the guy's a sad puppy. And if you're curious, you can look that up. And if you're still curious after the whole sad puppies thing that you read, look up rabid puppies. And again, you got to make sure don't just go sad puppies and then Google. Do sad puppies science fiction science fiction literature. And that will bring it back. But from the sad puppies came the rabid puppies. I know Korea was knee deep with the sad puppies, but yeah, you know, I 1 star for both gentlemen, would not recommend. It's just, it was a classless act. Okay. Now that I got that rant off my chest, I think now would be a great time to set up Adobe Premiere again and see if we can't make the editing happen again, or the review happen again. Because when we last left our intrepid hero, that would be me. Yes, there we go. I forgot. I was like, that would be me. I need something after that. And I was like, oh wait, I remember now. There we go. When we last left our intrepid hero, moi, I was about to do a review of what we shot and what we captured at the USS North Carolina. And already over on YouTube, Keith Gangeware, I think it's Gangeware. Keith Gangeware just said that he had been to the USS North Carolina before. It was a great experience. It was a great experience. I got no regrets. It'll just be interesting to see what we found, if we found anything. And that's the purpose of tonight. We're gonna start going through video, provided the system doesn't do what happened on Tuesday, which was it just took a header without any kind of warning. Speaking of warnings, attention, all personnel, ads in 20 seconds. That is all. So yeah, we're gonna and when the ad break happens, I'll let the ad break happen. And remember, if you've got a sub, you're good. No ads. If you got Twitch Turbo, no ads. But yeah, that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna go on ahead. I'm gonna let them do the ad break, and then we're gonna segue into this footage. But I hope everybody's having a good night. I did think about dusting off the steampunk arm, but I'm just like, See, the thing that people don't know about the steampunk arm that I wear, it's a great prop. Don't get me wrong, it's an absolutely fantastic prop. It gets real heavy at the end of the day, and I also have to admit, I think it needs a little bit of it needs a little bit of servicing. It needs a once over, glance over from Thomas Williford. But I'm also thinking I want to go kind of ease into this event. I want to ease into just the whole oeuvre of even attending a con, you know? Yeah, it needs some TLC. It definitely needs some TLC. But I can also just go on ahead and just show up. I mean, I've got derbies, I've got ascots, I've got goggles, I've got other props I can bring. That's the other thing. I got other props I can bring. Yeah, this is also our first event in, like I said, in about 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. Almost 6. Hello? What are you doing, cat? Yeah, if you're wondering what's going on with the cat cam, that's what's going on. All right, we're almost back, everybody. We're almost back from it. How about you settle down? Cat? Don't chew on the... No. Oh, you little... Oh. What are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing?
Crimes! I'm doing crimes! Hi, chat! It's Ms. Dorito. And I'm doing crimes! Crimes! No, Dad. No time for love, Dr. Jones. Crimes!
All right. He is more than happy being off camera. They're also trolling for treats. I know they're trolling for treats because they haven't gotten treats tonight. Oh, all 3 of them All three of them. You see, there is Evie's here, Doritos here, and yeah, Hudson's here. Okay, so you're in for a treat, everybody. Well, not you're in for a treat. They're in for a treat. Hold on.
Yes. More of that, please. More of that, my girl.
That seems appropriate. Okay, come on. Come on, everybody. Come on. Oh, that was Hicks. That was Hicks. Yes. What? There's Hudson. Yeah. All right, look. Here, you get here. Hudson, come on, Hudson. Come on. Hudson. You already had your treats. Here you go. Oh, who's gonna get treats? Who's gonna get treats? Oh my God, I'm gonna get treats! Oh my God! You have already had treats. You have already had treats. You have already had treats. All right. Dorito. Leave Hudson alone. Those are his treats. All right. All right. Man, Dorito is just he is a little crime lord, everybody. He's a little crime lord. All right. I think we're going to just jump on into it. We've got this is where we left off, and we may have to fast forward a little bit because I think it's here. Look at that. Look at that. Fresh from the investigation himself, Walking Bard dropping a sub bomb here. Look at that. A tier 1 sub bomb. One's going out to Misty. Another one's going out to Kello. Another one's going out to Mr. Drift, Mr. Z Drift. Another one's going to Grumpy, and another one's going to Nello. How about that? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Walker. I appreciate you. All right. Let's take a look, everybody, at where we were in this part of the video. Now, I know we were planning on making, we were planning on relocating. I got to clean the oil off of your keyboard one of those days. That's not oil. Yeah. Yeah, you had to make it weird, Walker. You had to make it weird.
Right.
Naked female.
Right. So true. So true. Did we get
But yeah, I think we're packing up here.
Took a couple of pictures.
Yeah.
Don't really see anything. I just bad vibes in that room.
Cool pictures, though.
Yeah, they're really cool pictures, but very bad vibes in that kitchen area where Pip and I were.
All right.
Yeah.
Should we regroup upstairs so we can read one of
I
the
hear you.
songs?
I think that might be a good idea. Yeah. Let's
See if just watching in.
Where do you want to go next?
So, real quick, for anybody that's new, over on YouTube or over on Twitch, I am watching both chats. I wanted to make sure I let everybody know. So, what's going on here? What's going on here tonight is we are doing a live footage review of us on the USS North Carolina. And if anybody has any questions about, the ship, what we're doing, how long the investigation went, all that stuff, that is why I'm doing this. I'm doing this as a means of open transparency. So you can see that, no, it's not all what you see in the final edited version. We are moving through different points of the ship, and this was a close to 9-hour stream, and we have a lot of footage to go through. But if at any time anybody had any questions about OSI, about what we did, no, feel free. Go on ahead and ask, because that's why I'm here. And I believe we move from here, and I believe we move to the bunks. I think we go to the racks after this. So let's. And the reason I'm going through all this footage, including this segue section, is because we don't know if we're gonna hit, if we're gonna pick up something. You never know when the magic moment happens. So, oh yeah. You just gotta let me know, where you put it, and I need to make sure I get it. All that good stuff. Yes. The answer is yes.
I'm thinking about that right now. I'm sure. I'm sure. Because depending where you go, you can't just leave stuff down here and then pick it up on the way instead of dragging it back.
Well, I feel like we should go to the racks with the bunks.
The bunks, which is not too far from here, so.
We can leave our stuff here?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want, if you have something that would take it.
I'm gonna leave my kid.
Well, I'm gonna need to. Where do I need to change out the battery and that one up there? This one looks like it's doing all right. But there's no.
I mean, heck, I could leave this camera running down here, I feel like.
What's that?
I could leave this camera running.
Do you want me to leave a camera running, T?
If we are coming back this way, do we come back this way to get to the bunks?
No, we'll go to this area of the ship before we go to the bunks.
Okay.
So yeah, let's leave some stuff running.
I'm gonna leave. So we're gonna be going to a different part of the ship, but we leave behind apparently one of these cameras. I just got to figure out which camera my wife left behind, whether it was Nightwing or whether it was Vision. And then we also left a recorder behind, so the recorder was catching stuff, and we just have to see if we caught anything while we were completely out of the way. You know what I mean? It's got a bit better. Probably after 401 would be better. Yeah, well, here's the thing, Walker. Once I have a safe buffer with OSI, then I can start thinking about going back into Star Citizen. I think that's a fair trade-off. So I'll keep you posted. Audio recorder running, and we'll pick up the audio recorder when we get back from the bus on the way to the bus.
There is an image I want to show you. They should ask me a question about percentage of the ship. I actually found a picture that shows you exactly how much of the ship you can see.
Also, I'm gonna pull up this photo that I took on here as well.
Yeah,
I was going to ask.
I got this for Christmas. I love this thing.
Polaroid?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
It is magnetized.
I believe it.
It's really.
What's the password again?
5340.
Okay, so we're coming back. I think that is Nightwing. So I'm going to pick up the recorder, but I'm going to leave it recording.
I've got this little guy.
That I've taken with it here.
I'm leaving this little guy running too.
Which one? Oh, the camera?
Yeah.
Has it got a, now the question is.
Oh yeah, I haven't used it yet, so.
Question is, did Pip
Still got
hit record?
All right. Some of these are my house, so feel free.
So if you want to play with the candle while we're not here.
I did. I thought it might be upside down.
Thanks for keeping this here.
Just don't understand what's on camera. Why did you do that? This is my device. Hold on, I'm trying to show them the picture that I took.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave the
I think I might have. Okay.
You're okay.
I never liked to scold my wife. Had to give my wife a little wag of the finger there because she was doing what I used to do, and now I'm trying to just not let it bother me at all. But yeah, Pip just got a new gadget. It's called the Tracer 2 Electric Boogaloo, and it wasn't charged or wasn't charging. We weren't sure which. So I was trying to tell her, don't worry about the device. We will take it upstairs. We will charge it upstairs. we have all night on this ship. We're gonna make sure we use it somewhere. So.
Okay. So.
If you grab it.
I'll put it on my face. I don't want it to
Great.
drop out.
Yeah, there's no reason.
All right.
Yeah, I can show you later,
Right.
but I was trying to.
You want to play with the candle while we're gone? That would be fun.
Feel free.
Or talking to it.
I'll show you.
It's recording
Am I leaving this here?
voices as well.
It's up to Ted if he wants me to or not.
It might just be one that's a piece of shit tablet.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it depends on if Ted wants.
It was literally
Tim,
$20.
T, sorry. Oh my gosh.
Too many thieves.
I know. Would you like me to leave a camera down here going?
No. Let's. We've already got one camera going
Okay,
down
perfect.
here.
That's what
So
I
that's
needed to
fine.
know. That's what I'd like
I'm
to
going
know.
to tilt it just a little
I
bit.
think that loud banging, pretty sure because the heater's on, we're gonna have louder bangs because of the temperature change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
That makes sense.
I'm gonna
All right.
call that as
Yeah.
what that is.
Okay.
All right.
That makes sense.
So we're gonna come back this way. Let's get back up here. Let's get back upstairs, regroup, and we'll figure out what to do next.
I know it feels.
Don't mind me.
Yeah.
I'm sitting
No. Yeah, bad vibes in there.
In what? There, in there?
Yeah.
Maybe we were in the wrong part of the galley. It really was a neat location. We're definitely going to do it again. We've got to get Phil and Tina in there. Got to get Phil and Tina in there.
Great.
Hey, thank you, Chris.
Because we're on the wrong side to go straight across.
All right.
But I do want to show you this.
Okay.
'Cause this will show you exactly how much of the ship is open.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is pretty fascinating. Yeah. Isn't that nice, Nello? And enjoy that gifted sub. I appreciate you popping in, saying hey. And there's Walker, who made that possible for you, so thank you very much. So what's really neat about what you're looking at here, everything in yellow, from what I understand, everything in yellow is accessible to the general public, right? The blue areas are areas of the ship that hold special or do special programs. And I can't remember if it's down, if it's the room here. And you'll see my mouse. I don't know if it's the room here that I'm circling with my mouse or if it's the room here. Yeah, I can zoom in on it. I don't know if it's this area or if it's, how do I get out there? Or if it's this area over here, that was the torpedo room. But yeah, it's pretty neat being able to see what is and what isn't available. What really bums me out is it's a special program to get up into the conning tower. I would have loved to have gotten on the bridge. That would have been neat. But anyway.
So all that's in yellow is public. All that's in whatever teal that is special programs.
That is
and there's
what?
still so much of the ship
Special
that
programs.
Oh, okay.
you can't get to.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Especially, wow, back over here.
So we're in the middle and the top section there.
Yeah.
It's still a lot of ship, but wow. It's a lot that's available to the public, but everything else in the blue, it just kind of gives you an idea how much there is to the ship. And man, there's a lot to this ship. But it's so effing cool. So
And it is
freaking
right. The
cool.
back of the ship is towards downtown Wilmington.
Okay.
Front of the
Okay.
ship is not.
All right.
But I'm telling you, go to the front of the ship and just look up. and
Yeah.
That's the picture.
Definitely going to get a photo of that for sure.
And we did. And we got some video too.
All right.
All right.
So we're gonna go back that way.
Okay.
So go back this
The
way?
stairs. Yeah. So we're gonna go that way.
Right.
The cold, easy way? Ted, we going the cold, easy way?
You want to grab this?
What?
Just as
We
big.
going the cold, easy way?
Yeah, just the big
Cold,
one.
easy way.
Then hold tight, and then we'll get that. Okay, and then. Not gonna lie, chat. Not gonna lie. As you can see, there are steps on this USS North Carolina. That's it's a ladder masquerading as steps. man, my traps up here and my thighs, man, I was in a whole new world of pain after this investigation.
I'm trying to get the easiest way to negotiate this. Okay, there you got it. I think I'm going to pass this up to you. I'm going to pass up the tripod.
Before anybody asks, yes.
I'm going to take the camera off.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm editing a lot of this. I'm editing a lot of this out.
Don't give me the camera.
No. I'll pass the tripod up to you.
Okay, so you want me to go
Yeah,
first?
you get up there first. Because it's easier for me to manage the tripod or the camera without the tripod on it.
I could easily say this was probably... You go right ahead, Nello. Thank you. Thank you again. But I want to say this was probably the biggest property that my wife had ever done an investigation on.
Grab it? Okay.
Hold it easy, huh? Watch that battery pack.
Yeah, I know. I'm watching it. All right.
Which way to
Dan,
move?
he brought he
Gorgeous night,
came
too.
out with the camera just as I was about to say something.
Oh, Queen's still hanging
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Queen, my queen.
And we are closing in on 3.5 hours.
I know. I'm
I'm so
gonna
far.
totally be able to stay that long.
The stream is stream's holding pretty well.
Yeah.
Similar to the warm up room.
Yes.
It's really nice when the stream holds out because this was when I think I said this to you last night on your stream, which by the way, that was a blast.
Yeah.
That was an absolute blast.
Okay, so just to give everybody a little bit of context, what had happened the night before on Ashleena's channel, and I have to make sure I get like a copy of the VOD or something like that, but Ash went live, sat down with me, and we were talking about the upcoming event. We were talking about, this was Friday night, the hunt was Saturday, but we were just talking about what to expect, how to keep your expectations level, that kind of thing, right? And then the conversation took a weird but cool turn. And for those of you over on YouTube, you'll probably get a kick out of this as well. Please feel free to chime in and with your own thoughts on it. But she said something about how a haunted site shouldn't be defined by trauma. And that started a wild conversation, a very deep, meaningful conversation about what trauma does to a site, how trauma sort of feeds a haunted location, and how you have different vibes at a place that had very little trauma versus a place that is just steeped in trauma. And it was a really fascinating conversation. And she's absolutely right. A location should not be defined by trauma, but sometimes it's unavoidable. Like, for example, one of the things about Waverly, everybody talks about the Waverly Hills Sanatorium. It's one of the more haunted, if not the most haunted, property in the United States. But what's really fascinating about it is people think that it is haunted by the spirits of Waverly itself. But apparently, very little, when it was a mental asylum, very little death had occurred there. It was shut down, not necessarily because of overcrowding and corruption and things going completely tits up. It shut down because they ran out of money. And the majority of deaths that had happened before then were when it was a TB ward. Now that's a different kind of trauma in itself. But then you got the TB ward, then it became a mental asylum, and then for a short while it was also a nursing facility. And when it was the geriatric home, that was when some corruption got in. That was when a lot of neglect happened, and people were like, yeah, this wasn't a good place. And then afterwards, the place shut down. And there was all kinds of investigations and things like that into the shenanigans that happened when it was an old folks home. And there have been some recent, experienced ghost hunters that have been saying there's a good possibility we're not dealing with people from Waverly. We're dealing with people from when it was called Sunnywood or something like that. I can't remember, but I'd have to do my deep dive. That's on my wish list.
I went back and rewatch it, and my thoughts
TB.
were all over the place.
TB, tuberculosis, Scott. TB.
I didn't say anything that I meant to say, but it's okay. That was a typical Ashleyna moment, and that's why I'm going to leave it up.
But no, actually, it's that type of conversation, like the one we were talking about with trauma.
Yeah.
I live for that.
Yeah.
I live for that because.
Well, what I meant to say was, I think it has a great deal to do with an investigation, but I think we should also pay attention to the history as a whole instead of focusing on the trauma of the people, because people are more than the trauma.
When you focus.
But I didn't know how to articulate that.
When you focus on just the trauma, that's half of the investigation.
Right.
It's half of the investigation.
Right. I just think that people are more than that, and they deserve the whole.
I totally agree. Totally agree.
History.
Oh.
Now you hear me make that sound? Yeah. It was also quite chilly. It was quite chilly. All right, so let me just see where we are in the timeline. Let me look, because again, not much happening here in this main room. Yeah, it felt very flat in the main room, and that was probably because there's so much different kinds of traffic in there. Now, as I'm scrubbing through this, it'd be great if something happened here, but who knows? Now, I will say through this doorway, yes, there was the restroom. But I can honestly say I didn't feel like any eyes were on me or that anything was weird in the bathroom.
You were right about that s'mores trail mix. It is very different.
That's our boy John Walker, everybody. All right, let's just see. Oh, and that is where footage comes to a close. Hey, how you doing there, Van?
We're just like, come on, guys. Any port in the storm, remember?
All right. So let me do this. I'm just going to do a quick cut of... Oh, well, too far. Any port. Okay. Yeah, it was nice and warm. Nice and warm in here. Okay. So that is that's our mission control, mission ops. And I'm just taking these segments and I'll think of something to do with them, because this is where we were just, decompressing, taking a moment, catching our breath, warming up. But this is that's our first segment here. Our first segment. And that first segment is an hour and 46. Okay. So what I do, or what I've been doing, is I've basically taken the different sections of our investigation and breaking them up to where we'll go back and we'll say, okay, this segment was here. That segment, for example, was in the galley. Now the next section is going to be in the racks. And then the section after that is going to be in the torpedo room. And then I look at these different segments and I go, okay, which ones are going to be, which ones are going to be able to be edited down for the show, and which ones are we not going to be able to do anything with? And that's where it gets Interesting. Okay, so mission ops, we end at 12. So that means I'm looking for clip 13 here. There's 13. Okay. All right, let's try that again. Oh, not a lot on 13. Oh, because 13 was where I tried to do 13 I'm trying to and this would be worth looking at, but I'm trying to get B-roll, like, just some atmospheric B-roll. So let's see if I got it or not. I felt like I was struggling, to be honest. So let's just see. It was also very dark, so I don't know how good the shot turned out. Let's see. So what I'm trying to do is, and it's far too late, but basically the moon is over here, and I'm trying to get a shot of the moon with the guns of the North Carolina. I don't think it worked.
Don't do this to me.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes B-roll be like that. Sometimes B-roll be like that. Okay. All right, so now we get to 14. So 14 is right here. And this is a 36-minute segment. But before we do that, attention, all personnel, ads in 15 seconds. Ads in 15 seconds. That is all. Okay. Now, don't worry, for those of you going off to an ad break, I will not be revealing anything that's going on here until you're back. Okay? That is my promise to you. Not until you get back. All right. Now let's look at the footage. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so that's the bunks. All right, so now I gotta... Okay, so we have the galley here. I'm going to do a duplicate, and I'm going to move it up here. Come on, there we go. All right. Okay. And I didn't want to do that. Oh, no, I did want to do that. Okay. And all right. So we got the racks here. And it's number 14. Clip 14. All right. If you all are ever in the Wilmington, North Carolina area, do yourself a favor and take the tour. Take the tour of the USS North Carolina. It is so worth it. Doing good. Been craving spaghetti for almost a week, so I'm making it. Well, then, Van, you would have loved what we did over here. I tried for the first time making Cincinnati style chili. And Cincinnati style chili is it's an art form, and on top of that, you've got definitely the Fun Bowl. You got to get ramen at the Fun Bowl if you're in Wilmington, North Carolina. But the thing to know about Cincinnati chili is that you serve it traditionally on a bed of spaghetti, and you top it not with Parmesan cheese, but you top it with sharp cheddar cheese. And we had that when the temperature dipped down into the teens, and it just felt great. We loved it, absolutely loved it. Still have some left over too, and it's heating up well. All right, ad break is over. Thanks everybody for coming back. Hope you found something worthwhile in my ads. I have no idea what they're showing in my ads. I really don't. But I'm hoping it's like, nothing awkward like Trojan, Trojan condoms or anything like that. But let's get back. I don't know why that popped in my head. Let's get back. We are heading back into heading back into the belly of the beast. We are heading towards the racks of the USS North Carolina, and let's just see how things go.
All right. All right, back into the pseudo dark, because there you go. All right. Here we go, everyone. Belly of the beast time. Watch your head. Watch your head, everyone.
I actually said belly of the beast then.
Welcome, everyone, back to the USS North Carolina. If somebody wants to pass down the
Tripod?
the tripod, yeah. Pip, you want to pass down the tripod? Thank you, baby.
She's got her hands full,
No, I don't.
Always the gentleman. Always the gentleman.
Slowly and watch your head right there.
Oh, I always.
That's my wife. That's my wife right there, the tour de
Oh,
force.
shit. Hold on. What was that? Hold on, stop.
It's the back.
All right. So pass me the tripod. Thank you. I got it. Copy.
Paste.
Copy, paste.
Cut.
All right.
Here.
Oh no, I got it. We're good. I don't know.
I told you he was right.
Oh, derp.
I just saw darkness. I love how y'all walking like you know where you are.
I saw darkness.
Hello, darkness, our old friend.
Literally.
Darkness and prison
Here we are, back on the, this is the slot, I mean
And we're back in the galley.
the beans and stuff, what are being served?
Beans, chili. Oh man, I bet the Navy boys loved good chili if they.
Oh God, no, they didn't.
Oh, they didn't? Oh, okay. That's a shame.
No, especially
Oh, look, it's off. I wonder if
Hey, look at
it's
you.
off because it didn't.
All right.
No, it didn't run out of juice.
I am so sorry, Ted. I thought we told you. Yeah, we're right.
No, I never had a chance to actually talk to you.
Oh, well, then you'll love this. Phil is a writer as well, and in 2025, we're releasing a collection
This is true.
of short stories.
Wonderful.
We're calling it Inspired by True Events, and they all deal with cryptids, UFOs, and ghosts.
All right.
And the last one is called, basically, we actually wrote a short story together based on something that was said by one of the administrators of St. Albans. So we wrote this story together called A Night at the Asylum.
Wow.
And I can't wait to see how that one turns out, because
I have to work on that.
Phil may not strike you as that person, but when he wants to go dark, he goes dark.
getting dark, dude. Loving
How are you, Drafty?
like.
And I'm terrified of him.
Do we know there's a camera there as well?
Oh yeah, that's I believe that's Eshlina's camera.
Okay.
All right, and we're following you, right, Ted?
Probably going to be easiest to go this way so we don't have to go through the kitchen and trip over things.
All right.
You're joining us in a review, Drafty, of our investigation of the USS North Carolina. And it was a good night. In fact, I think we're getting ready to come. I think we're coming up on an Esty session with Pip. So this should be interesting.
Are you trying to replicate that sound?
Yeah. Every time I'm here, I try to figure out what did it, and I have yet to figure it out.
Oh man.
I really think it was a ghost.
Well, I mean that was what we were talking about. I remember Alex and I were talking about that. It's like that to me is the real magic. Is when you're able to rule other stuff out, but then when you have this one thing happen, and you rule everything else out, and then you're like,
Okay. I see what you did there. Drafty. Okay. So usually, Drafty, I do that. I usually would. Sorry, not sorry. No, it's fine. Well, the thing is, the funny thing though is that usually I do that with somebody. You know, like. Okay, well, who's in my chat, and not only who is in my chat, but if you're in my chat, you know, who doesn't have the who doesn't have a sub, and I'm looking up and down the list, and you're the only one that doesn't have a sub. So congratulations, you just redeemed yourself a tier 3 sub. Hope you enjoy that. Hope you enjoy the tier 3 sub, Drafty, and you're welcome. And you're welcome. So there you go. And yes, because I am doing subs for St. Jude, I'm going to take that tier 3 sub, and I'm going to also match the dono of $25 over at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So there you have it. There you have it. That's what I talk about, subs for St. Jude. I know that wasn't expected. But there you have it. There you have it. Okay. And how you doing there? Nick?
Like, so what's left? Yeah. And then it's like, well, must have been a ghost.
Let me take that picture for you on the Polaroid.
Oh, yeah. Please, thank you. Please and thank you.
Tired of training videos? Yeah. That was my first week. Now I feel like I'm in the thick of it. Now I feel like I'm in the thick of it.
One thing I will tell you though about the Polaroid.
That's what I appreciate.
The Polaroid fad that's going on.
This is also just fun for me.
Oh no! It's great. No, it's great. But here's the thing to keep in mind. There have been times where I've seen people do this and they go, "Oh look, there's a light source there. There's this here," and I'm just like, "Yeah, but that's a Polaroid. The chemicals that are in, because I used to work in a classic dark room." And you're working with chemicals, and if you get those things even slightly imbalanced,
yeah, you're gonna make something on the photo.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is just for fun too, because I make little collages and stuff.
Oh, cool! I can't wait to see this one.
Got any dirty jokes?
Tripped and fell in the mud.
Hey, T, you got room in your backpack? T?
What was that?
You got room in your backpack?
Backpack. Trying to figure out where to put it.
It must have come from somewhere.
It did, but you don't have room in your purse?
No, my purse.
You should have room in your purse because...
I have room in my backpack.
Do you have room for my little candle?
I do.
Oh, your candle. Yes, the candle could have gone in my backpack. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Mama Ash, remember?
Mama Ash.
Can I guess? Yeah.
Is that his candle?
Yeah.
Is that my purse?
Unfortunately not this but... Did I bring it?
We eventually get moving. Don't worry.
Brad, I don't know. Are you supposed to shake Polaroids or not? I've heard mixed.
You're not supposed to shake them?
Yeah.
But people do it anyway.
How you doing there, Big D? Nice username, but I'm just going to call you Big D. How are you?
What's the slope?
And this mannequin freaking scared me earlier. No, this one right here.
Oh, that one?
Yeah. Scared me
That one,
earlier.
we'll call that one Phil. Whoop. Oh dear.
No, go away.
Ashlina, your tripod is getting very familiar. Ashlina, your tripod is getting very familiar with my
I'm
headphones.
so sorry. Will never happen again.
Bear, the ring is still in your pocket.
Yes.
I know, right?
Hey, whoa. Ghoul Guide. Hey, now. We got a celeb in the house right here. I love the Ghoul Guide. I freaking love me the Ghoul Guide. Matter of fact, I love the Ghoul Guide so freaking much that I am going to go on ahead and yeah, I'm just gonna drop this right on top of you. Oh, he beat me to it. I wasn't able to make. Oh my God! Thank you for that. I appreciate you, Walker. Thank you. How are you, Ghoul Guide? So if you're not following the Ghoul Guide on the Instas, And I'm gonna say the Instas because I don't know. I don't know if Ghoul Guide is gonna be hanging out much on the Instas because of the whole meta stank. I don't know what's going on with TikTok. TikTok is kind of a mess. But do look up Ghoul Guide on Instagram because her content is top shelf. If you want to find out more about the Ghoul Guide, you can always see what she got up to with Phil Rossi over on our Old Spirits channel because there Phil has his podcast, Don't Turn Around, and the Ghoul Guide's been on there at least twice. But you missed a conversation we were talking about Waverly. Now you might be able to answer this, Ghoul Guide. Waverly Sanatorium was not always Waverly Hills Sanatorium. It was a geriatric facility for a while, and I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was something like Sandalwood. It wasn't Sweet Springs, I know that, but it had like an S. It was something that started with S, and I know that you've got all that history up there, so I wasn't sure if you remember what the name of Waverly Hills was before. After it stopped being Waverly Hills and then became the old folks home. But great to have you in here. Thank you so much. Waverly Coast in 61, then the 62. Woodhaven. Not even close. That is not an S, chat. That is not an S. I'm just going to come out and say it. Woodhaven does not equal S. Yeah, that was open until the 1980s because one of the real quick, actually two little tangents. One, if you see behind me, hang on, I gotta go to the intermission for this. If you look behind me here, Ghoul Guide, this was a gift. This right here, what I'm motioning to, was a gift from Innocent Lives Foundations, aka Nick Kelly. It's a side section blueprint of Waverly Hills. And I love it. I freaking love it. It's really nice. And it fits perfectly in the office. Secondly, I think it was the Ghost Brothers did a really, really good. Yeah, exactly. Yes. But the Ghost Brothers did a really good investigation of Waverly Hills, and that's when they did their deep dive into Woodhaven. And the Woodhaven, it's not just the Ghost Brothers now. I think quite a few top shelf paranormal investigators are saying these may not be spirits from Waverly we're dealing with. These may be spirits we're dealing with from Woodhaven, which I find fascinating. And again, it's still on the top of my bucket list. But the USS North Carolina was also on my bucket list. Whew. And this was yeah, we got to go back. We've got to go back, Walker. We got to go back, and we got to bring Phil and Tina with us. But what a great location. What a great location. Come on. There it is.
How are you, Brad? Good to see you tonight.
I'll just tell you,
to the USS North Carolina.
I'll tell you this much, Ghoul Guide. You're going to want to see this when it's done because I had an incredible auto writing session in the torpedo room.
But just
that was
here,
crazy.
That
was insane.
I know, right? The good news is the North Carolina doesn't want you to leave either.
I'll stay as long as it needs me.
All right. Into the racks we go.
All right, so we're in the racks now.
I hate that here. Hopefully back here.
Here we go now. Okay.
Oops. Thank you.
So it was back here, the ghost.
You didn't miss
saw
anything.
If I remember correctly, right?
I think it was this door over here, where they saw the full body apparition.
Right. Yeah, I know. You and me both, man. You
Now,
and me
you
both.
know, if Phil was here, he'd be lying on those.
Of course.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they used to have mattresses on it back in the day. When ghost hunters came, they laid in the
Yeah, that's right. Now it's a little more uncomfortable.
Yeah. I'd rather
I'll lay it.
not. Your period back here.
It was probably harder it's probably harder for them to maintain it because when you think about it with the mattresses, you got a lot of mildew and stuff that can collect in there.
So Estes?
Did you want to do STs?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So where are we sitting up?
That's a good question.
Well, there's a seat right over here, hon.
All right. I'll sit over there.
All right.
Guys, hello. I'm going to come in here.
All right.
I'm going to sit there and you'll come over.
Ah, perfect.
Yes.
Great.
Where would you like this one?
If we could get on the other side where Ted is, that'd be great.
I actually did I actually dug up that Nick. I dug up that Death Tunnel movie. I saw it and I said, wait, what? And I poked around on the internet and said, oh, this looks awful. This looks awful. Early 2000s. Yeah. Long before the days of Blumhouse Studio.
I'm no less comfortable than you did in that time period, quite frankly. These spreaders and stuff would be on a 1950s bed.
This is, I guess, second segment of the investigation. We're in the racks right now. And we want to do the Estes. So we're going to set up for that right now. So I need to get by you, huh?
Okay.
All right. So I can put this here. Actually, right there.
Yeah?
So put that there.
Yeah.
All right. So we need to sit there. This is where we're doing it. Oh, and yes, I want to sit there. I want to sit up right there, but I don't want to do that. Yep. So pin Ted in there.
Yeah. I mean, I can move. I don't have
Oh no, I'll do something very artistic and atmospheric.
Oh, like through the...
Like through the mesh.
Through the mesh. We'll call it through the mesh.
Through the mesh. It's my Pantera tribute band's name. Through the Mesh.
This is where I was. It's right next door.
Okay. Yeah. You're like my introduction. So wow, there's 1, 2, 3, 5.
Yeah.
How did you get up to the top one with your... Is it like a ladder, or did you just scramble up the others? Which was the best place?
I was so busy setting up my camera, I had no idea that Ted was setting up a gauntlet of cat balls. And Ghoul God, thank you for the love as well. I love what you do, and I have not given up. 2025, if we can make that the year that we collaborate, that we go somewhere, I'm all in. And I know one place I'd love to take you, Ghoul Guide, if you haven't been there already. And if you have, wouldn't surprise me. Wildwood Sanatorium. Place caught me off guard. And you talk about an intense night. I think at the rate that we're going, this is going to be our season opener. Our season closure is going to be Wildwood. And whew, Gauntlet of the Cat Balls might be the name of your new estate. That's true. That's true.
We'll sit here with our things and we'll just...
Sounds. Okay. Okay. Sound can. And of course motion. I kind of want to, because I think, are we doing SDs?
Yep.
Okay, so I don't want too many devices going on while she's doing that. I just want to listen to her. Yeah.
Actually, though, the paratech wouldn't be bad if there's a little bit of corroboration.
Okay.
Go off.
What about his?
The red one, let's sit on that.
Okay. Okay.
The tray.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. First hit of the night, and it is Ghost Tube. And for those of you who are regulars with Old Spirits, who know what we do over on YouTube, we are going to be I wanted to go on ahead and just tease it a bit. We are actually going to be doing a follow-up episode from a 5-Minute Paranormal. We are going to be doing a follow-up about GhostTube. And I believe the working title I have of it now is called In Defense of GhostTube. Because I've had quite a few people come on the site and basically tell me how much they don't care for GhostTube. And I don't know where the backlash from all this is coming from. I know there are a lot of bad apps out there. There are a lot of bad apps that are on the market, but GhostTube is not one of them. I have been very impressed, and we've put it through a lot of the paces with OSI. We've done a lot to try to debunk GhostTube, and I think it's a great app. I really do. I don't think it should be your be all and end all. I think in the words of Amy and Jared, use this with other devices, and I think that's the thing. It's a good app on its own. When you use it with other apps, it becomes even stronger. So yeah, we are doing yes, Aurelus. We are actually doing a follow-up episode because a lot of people they've been coming on the GhostTube, is it legit or lame review, and they've just been trashing the app. And I also noticed that the guys at Paranormal Quest and the guys from Paranormal Encounters kind of backed away from using GhostTube. And I'm like, I don't think using GhostTube is bad. I personally think it is a strong app when it's used with other devices. Now, if you are starting off, that's a great starting point because you get a lot of stuff for, okay, yes, you can be, Rev3, dude. Yes, you can be. And thank you for the resub, by the way. 86 months. Good God. Good God, man. 86 months. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. All right. But I think it's time I stepped up and said, look, I can say now I'm a professional ghost hunter. I can now say that I'm a professional ghost hunter because I've been paid to ghost hunt, and it feels quite cool. I'm not going to lie. That being said, I think GhostTube is a great starter app for people that want to get into this, and it's not as hinky as Spirit Talker. I'm not a fan of Spirit Talker. I find that the dictionary in Spirit Talker is a little more salacious, a little more sensational than the one that's in GhostTube. Secondly, I prefer it. I prefer GhostTube and its other suite of products, with the exception of one. I'm not a fan of GhostTube SLS, and I'll explain why. I'll explain all of that in this follow-up episode. I was going to leave it at that. All right, so let's get back to this. Did that cat ball go off? Oh no! I think the one cat ball is left over.
What about his?
Let's sit on that.
Okay.
The tray.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Because the problem is in this, it's too closed in.
Yeah, that's
And
exactly.
also, you're going to get a little bit of interference from the metal here.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Stand by. Your time is coming. Okay, come here. Let's get you set up.
I'm getting a frequency right now.
Did you want to use mine or yours?
I'm kidding.
Okay.
I have, I prefer to use the little red one for this. Joyful.
Betrayed and then joyful. Interesting.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
I have, I prefer to use the little red one for this.
Okay, and I mean, if I had to rank the various GhostTube apps, I would say, the first one is the classic. There's so much that comes in there with that first app, and it's a great little Swiss Army knife. It's terrific. GhostTube Seer is phenomenal. It is way more subjective than objective, which kind of defeats the purpose. But it's great to have in the field in case something weird does come up that you just can't explain. And then there's GhostTube Vox. I like GhostTube Vox. I like it a lot. It's just the setup. You gotta really get the setup just right for it to work. So it kind of takes a hit with the setup. And then there's finally GhostTube SLS. And like I said, I'm gonna save my thoughts for SLS at the end. Okay, and just a quick announcement, everyone. Attention, all personnel. Ads in 45 seconds. Ads in 45 seconds. That is all. Okay. Hi, Van. Please give our best to Minnie. Please give our best to the minivan. Okay, here we go.
And I have, that's a little weird one.
Joyful.
Joyful.
I'm generating a word right now.
Right?
Gain.
G-A-I-N?
Yeah.
And Walking Bard gifting a tier 1 sub to the Innocent Lives Foundation. So now, when Nick comes in, he doesn't have to worry about which account he's on. He'll be able to just go on ahead and say, yeah, I'm on that account. Let's see. And so we've got Joyful.
Joyful.
I'm generating a word right now.
Right?
Gain.
Okay. So, I forgot that we also gave a Paratech to our girl Ashlina. So, let me see. Where am I going to put the Paratech so that everybody sees it? I think I'm going to put the Paratech titles over here. Come on. All right.
Joyful.
It's quite all right, man. Quite all right.
Right?
Gain.
G-A-I-N?
Yeah. Gain. Can you tap on the screen?
How old are you?
That's a personal question.
What did it say? Hang on a minute. What did it say?
Gain.
G-A-I-N?
Yeah. Gain. Can you tap on the screen?
How old are you? How old are you?
I might have to call in the wife and find out what is said here.
How old are you?
That's a personal question.
How old are you?
Okay, I might have to ask Pip to come in here and let's see here. I can't make out what it's saying there, but it says something that prompts me to say, well, that's a personal question. So, I'll have to find out what that is. How old are you? Honey, I need some help. I don't think it said that. All right, let's
How old are you?
something. It almost sounds like it says that old drain, or it's and I respond with something snarky. Let's just like that old something or that something.
How old are you?
That's a personal question.
Yeah, Pip says that's rude, and I say that's a personal question.
Dude.
I don't know.
Kelvin.
Fire it off again.
How old are you?
That's a personal question. Dude.
I don't know.
Kelvin.
And then it sounds like it says COVID. I know it doesn't say COVID. I don't think it says COVID, but who knows at this point? Let's see. Asking a woman their age is typically considered rude, though, so it would fit. That's true. We'll get it sorted once my wife checks her messages.
Dude.
I don't know.
Calvin.
Calvin. Okay, very close. Walker. Calvin. Now, if we were at Linville Manor, that would make perfect sense why it was Calvin. Now, why we're getting Calvin here, I don't know.
Kelvin.
Now, we did get a lot of names. We got a lot of names while we were there.
Calvin is sitting under the Calvin.
Make sure that's okay.
Just let's.
Or as Alex called it, our bougie.
Yeah, it's very good.
Our bougie.
It's so fun. I don't like to make my eyes press too hard.
I do not like having my eyes pressed too hard.
Don't do that.
Okay.
You don't want to do that.
Okay.
I don't think
Today, did you want to ask questions during the SEC?
I'm getting another word.
I will do the introduction, and I can ask questions.
Please.
Okay, we're about to get a word from the Paratech.
All right.
I'm getting another word right now, T.
Okay.
Uniform. There's a uniform in the
Now, what's interesting about the Paratech, so if anybody's curious, the Paratech is what I playfully call the, it's the Ovulus, but on a budget. And it's a very good word generator. And uniform for a random word to pop up, and of all places, the USS North Carolina. I find that interesting. I find that very, very interesting. Okay, uniform.
uniform.
Okay. My wife still hasn't responded, so I'm going to see. Give me 1 second, everybody. I'm just gonna leave the chair in control. I want to see where my wife is. Hold on. Turns out she was under headphones herself. So I'm gonna put her to the headphones once she gets here. Everybody. Thank you all for watching. By the way, we are doing evidence review tonight. It is me with representing Old Spirits. I'm T. You call me T Monster or Twitch Dad. And this is Twitch Mom, and that is Dorito trying to knock her down.
I'm still caught. I'm in my.
So here.
Okay, what am I listening to?
All right, just listen. We're just getting ready to start the.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't.
Yeah, the Estes, and both Paratech and GhostTube are firing off. So, all right. So here's what. So we just got. So we're here. All right.
Oh, I better use the little red one for this.
Joyful.
Joyful.
Generating a word right now. Gain.
G-A-I-N?
Yeah. Gain. Can you tap on the screen?
How old are you?
That's a personal question.
Do you have any idea what that was?
Play it again.
Yeah.
Let me have a look.
Gain. Can you tap on the screen?
How old are you?
How
That's a
old?
personal question.
How old are you? That's what it was.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Chat was right. Because a couple people said, it sounds like it said, how old are you?
Yeah.
All right, how old are you? Hey. So it says, how old are you? And then.
How old are you?
That's a personal question.
Dude. So that was a personal question. And then it comes up, fires with the back of the
Calvin?
Okay. And then.
Then we begin.
Uniform. There's a uniform in this uniform.
What?
I thought that was interesting.
Wow. Okay.
That in a Navy ship,
Uniform.
you would get uniform.
Huh?
It just seems very appropriate. Nice job, Zoe. There you go.
Tell me when you're ready, baby.
There she goes. She's going under.
Oh, Pip, your candle's going off in my backpack too.
Okay, that was it.
Oh, okay.
That was it. Thank you, baby.
Oh, I'll give you your headphones back then.
Yeah, because now I'm
I want to go and I'm going to go and listen in the other room though, because I'm interested.
Hello,
sir. Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes, he got treats.
You got,
He got treats.
I didn't get no treats.
I didn't get no treats.
I got no treats around here, Mom. I got no treats. I'm by here by myself. I'm looking cute. Look at me. Hi, chat. It's me, Dorito, and I'm looking cute. I should get treats.
What? Hey. He's gonna have a full conversation with me. He is. All right, look. Little. All right. Here we go. All right. So Pip's about to go under, and
Pip's under.
Okay, JK.
If you want to pass me that candle, I'll turn it off.
Son, it's not easy.
If you want to pass me that candle, I'll turn it off.
Son,
That candle, I'll turn it off.
son,
that actually sounds. It says, yes, exactly, Zodi. It almost sounds like it said sunk, but and then it's not easy. Okay. But I'll check it. I'll check it later. So, hey buddy. Okay.
If you want to pass me that candle, I'll turn it off.
son,
I'll turn it off.
son.
That's okay, man. That's more than okay. You got to take care of what you need to take care of. Don't worry, there'll be other streams.
If you want to pass me that candle, I'll turn it off.
Son.
Gotcha.
Now I know this one is it's not easy. Okay. So this one is it's not easy. Okay.
I'll turn it off.
Son.
Gotcha.
It's not easy.
No, it's not.
Let me try.
Ooh, wow. It's interesting. It always fascinates me when we go to certain places and Ghost Tube is absolutely silent. Then it will turn around and it will just start firing off.
If you want to pass me that candle, I'll turn it off.
Son.
Gotcha.
It's not easy.
No, it's not.
Let me try.
That's fascinating. That's really fascinating. So possibly sunk. And yeah, I'm hearing a K at the end and I'm hearing an S, so it's whatever's in between. And then let's try.
Pip, can you hear me? Oh. No, Pip is adjusting.
Just check to make sure.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
Just check to make sure.
Please stop. We all heard that one.
If you want to pass me that candle, I'll turn it off.
Son.
Gotcha.
It's not easy.
No, it's not.
Let me try.
The fact that it's just now firing off, just back to back to back. That always fascinates me because there'll be times that Ghost Tube will be completely quiet, and then other times where it will not be quiet.
Oh. No, Pip is adjusting.
Just check to make sure.
Ooh. Are you worried about something with us doing this? We're just trying to find out more about you. Who you are, what you're all about.
Not you guys, these guys. Not the living people.
Pip, can you hear me? Pip, can you hear me? Nope, she's under. Okay, Pip's under.
I heard that. I like you. I know, right? I know, right? Since you're listening, Pip, let's see. You can always check the Ghost Tube log because, the last time you used Ghost Tube, since you didn't go with us to Annaberg, it's going to be here. So you say if we go back a bit, hun, right after we get Calvin, I believe. Let me just double check. Yeah, it was right after Calvin, Pip. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 back-to-back hits you get, and we're trying to figure out if the first one you get in this next set after Calvin is the word sunk. So I'll play it, and then if you want to check the log.
Pip's under.
Okay, JK.
If you want to pass me that candle, I'll turn it off.
Son.
Gotcha.
It's not easy.
It's also right before it. It's not easy.
No, it's not.
Let me try.
That's wild. That's wild. That's just.
Oh. No, Pip is adjusting.
Just check to make sure.
Ooh. Are you worried about something with us doing this? We're just trying to find out more about you. Who you are, what you're all about.
Not you guys, these guys. Not the living people.
Pip, can you hear me? Pip, can you hear me? Nope, she's under. Okay, Pip's under. So.
Okay. Did you get more than 100 words on? Did you get more than 100 words on the North Carolina? I knew your ghost tube was busy, but I didn't think it was 100 words busy. Yeah, they like me.
Whenever you're ready, Ted.
Gentlemen, it's been
Wow. Okay, now that was Ashlina, and she got on the Paratech. She got effect.
Nope, she's under. Okay, Pip's under. So, whenever you're ready, Ted.
Gentlemen.
So, whenever you're ready, Ted.
Gentlemen, it's been
Effect.
So right about there you go. Now, what I find interesting about this, and this is where you have to be real careful. This is where you have to be real careful about building false narratives and looking for connections where there aren't any. And this is something I totally agree with Beardo. Just because you get something in the moment with your random word generator doesn't necessarily mean it's paranormal. Does not necessarily mean that it is a surefire hit. But it is interesting to see if you can draw some type of connection with the word. Like, for example, effect. Not effect, but affect. Like, are we having some type of effect on where we're doing this? Are we affecting whatever it usually resides there? You can many times you can connect. If you work hard enough, you could connect the word with where you are. I'd be the first one to say that. But I don't know, something about the word effect. Effect. It feels like it is significant to where we are right now. But we're just rolling with it. We're gonna roll with it. Let's see what else happens.
Gentlemen, it's been
Effect.
since I have had the opportunity to visit with you guys.
So right now it is Ted talking to whatever is there. Come on. I'm also waiting for the video to behave.
Several years ago, I had a conversation with you all about my life, and we had a conversation about love and religion, and hoping you had time to think about some of the things that we talked about. All is well? Please let me know how you guys are doing.
Hold on. What is going on here?
Hold that thought, guys.
Effect.
What's the hell are you?
Did it just give her the same word twice?
Effect.
Okay, now that's interesting. A random word generator does the same word twice. Because she said effect. Pip starts having problems with her spirit radio, her spirit box, and then that's interesting.
Effect.
That's very interesting. I have to run that by Phil. I have to run that by Phil. Might not mean a thing. If it ain't got that swing. But rarely does I can't think of a time that I've been holding on to the Paratech and it's given me the same word 2 times in a row.
Effect.
How do we get AM on this? Because I think FM is going too fast. Does this get AM too? It's disappeared.
Effect as in EFFECT.
Okay. All right. So the question is that
Effect.
How do we get AM on this? Because I think FM is going too fast. Does this get AM too? It's disappeared.
Effect as in EFFECT.
okay, so it sounds like she got effect with an E instead of an A. Still, that's okay. No, they wouldn't have had they would have had a radio back then. But that's true. Wow, look at that. Rev 3 dropping another tier 1 sub to Jen. Thank you for that. Thank you. Watching the numbers come back up. Let's go. Don't say no to that. We'll never say no to that. I'm always happy when the numbers go up. Okay.
Effect.
How do we get AM on this? Because I think FM is going too fast. Does this get AM too? It's disappeared.
Effect as in EFFECT.
Alright,
That happens, man. That happens.
It's my friend Ed. I just going to be listening to see if she can hear the answers to my questions.
You.
Okay, now Pip's into it.
You.
Okay, hey buddy. Cats everywhere now. Let's see here. Now what? Might as well just go ahead and do it down here. Okay. So she gets you. Y-O-U. Hey buddy. What are you doing? What you doing? What you doing? It's the Hicks. It's the Hicks. Come here, love bug. Hicks is the love bug. Hicks is the love bug. All right, he's the love bug with mom. With me, he's like, no, I don't. No, he's like,
No, I don't wanna. No. Not now, Dad.
okay. So let me just see. Okay, so it was you. Wrong mouse. Okay. We're going to have that run for roughly 9 seconds. And then I'm going to drop a... Oh, wait. Easier way to do that. Going to drop a dissolve on there. Oh, but first... All right. So I've copied the effect that I want to do. But now... I'm just going to do a quick little effect. So, go to you. And let's see. 'Cause, 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 'cause See, it's doing that sideways bit, and I hate that. I don't want it to do that. Let's see. And it does it for this one as well. It didn't always do that with text. For some reason, it's not. I don't understand. Control Z again. Now I want to see what happens though. Pardon me as I indulge my curiosity in something here. If I were to center it, okay, and then if I were to align it here and here, and then I were to do scale, what would it do? See, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that, but I wanted to do it over here. So, mystery solved. Now, what happens if I grab it? I just move it down here. I think I might have just solved this. I might have just solved this curious case, though. Hold on. Because if it does the side... Yeah, it's doing the sideways thing again. Huh. All right. So what if I did this? What if I moved it here? And then I moved it down here. And then I scaled it. Look at that. Look at that. I have been beating myself up trying to figure out why I couldn't have something center properly, you know, like zoom in and zoom out. And now I realize what it is. It was I didn't need to just drag it into position. I needed to actually change the position itself. Well, slap my ass and call me Charlie. How about that? Okay. I am smart. I know what I'm doing here. Okay. And then I drop in. Uh-oh. Hold on. Oh, I missed the ad break, but there it is. Okay. The fact your no actually sounded like an angry cat yell for a second. Okay.
You.
Does that make any sense?
Fixed. I frickin' fixed it.
Was it difficult?
Where did you come from?
Oof. I will say the dynamic voice aspect of GhostTube still kind of freaks me out. All right. Hello. You gonna come up and say hi? Come on. Yes. Sorry, I'm not talking to my crotch. I'm talking to this kitty. This beautiful torty kitty that we rescued from the old hospital on College Hill. Well, actually it wasn't the old hospital. It was Wilmington, West Virginia. That's where we rescued her from. So where did you come from? Hairdryer, apartments.com, and some trader ads. Well, there you go. So for anybody that's back and you're wondering what happened, so here was all that you missed. I just basically figured out this thing that has been, first off, goodness, here she is, Her Majesty, the Appalachian Queen.
I'm just an Appalachian Queen. I am. Tortitude. Tortitude is what it's all about. Yeah, Mama and Daddy, they took good care of me.
Truth now. Okay. But basically, I figured out something that's been bugging me for months, but I figured it out, and now so Ted on the other side, he's actually starting up the conversation. He's actually asking questions, and then you'll hear Pip say "you," which means that's what she's picking up. She had the expensive mackerel today. She's traded up.
That's right. Went from stealing sandwiches to mackerel and tuna. Because I'm an Appalachian queen.
All right.
This is my friend Pip. I just going to be listening to see if she can hear the answers to my questions.
You.
Does that make any sense?
No, like gourmet cat food. It's like very sheesh cat food. We spoil them.
Was it difficult?
Where did you come from?
Well, that question was for me. I came from North Carolina.
Image.
Okay. And on the Paratech, we get image. Interesting. Okay. All right.
Well, that question was for me. I came from North Carolina.
Image.
Well, that question was for me. I came from North Carolina.
I don't believe we did have it. No, we didn't have Seer running it this time. I'm trying to remember if we did have Seer running at any point. If we didn't, that was an opportunity lost. Yeah.
Image.
Pip came from New Zealand, and I'm from Virginia.
I want one. Exactly. Hopefully the current administration will not drive us to that point. Hopefully. Let's see.
We do have some cool gadgets here. Can you give us your name?
I'm looking at, value.
No, that's always interesting to me too. Pip is about to say, "I'm not getting," and then she gets value.
I'm looking at,
Can you give us your name?
I'm looking at, value.
Suffering.
Ooh. And then we got Suffering and Valkyrie with the follow. Thank you very much, Valkyrie14.
More of that, please. More of that, my girl.
Appreciate you being here. Welcome to the Monster Mash. Okay, so we got I want one, value,
Suffering.
and then Suffering. And I do find that sometimes that will also happen. Sometimes we'll be running these various apps. We'll be running whether it's a hardware app like Paratech, or we're running a software like GhostTube, and then of course we're doing an SD session, and we'll get words that seem to fit where we are, but they don't connect. The actual words from the different devices don't connect, which I find, which again, it's compelling, but it's not necessarily proof of the paranormal or that something is trying to communicate with us. But, you know. All right.
Oh, value.
Suffering.
Value.
And then we got the paratech about to chime in.
Protect. Protect.
So I'll move the paratech up here. I ate a doggy Italian water ice once. I'm sure there was a good reason for that. I'm sure there was a good reason for it. All right, so there's value, and then she says protect.
Protect.
Very grainy. All right. And then protect.
Listening to see if she's hearing the answers to my questions.
You.
Does that make any sense? Was it difficult?
Where did you come from?
Just want to make sure I'm saving it.
Well, that question was for me. I came from North Carolina.
Image.
That came from New Zealand. And I'm from Virginia.
Oh, Walker might have? Okay, we'll make sure to ask him next time I see him.
We do have some cool gadgets here. Can you give us your name?
I'm looking at. Oh, value.
Suffering.
Value. Protect.
Was it difficult to get any sleep in these types of bunks?
What was that?
Types of bunks?
Early.
To get any sleep in these types of bunks?
See, I didn't realize that my wife had gotten so many hits on GhostTube. I really didn't. Okay.
Cost.
Cost. Okay, and then cost. So you see what I mean about how these are all words. These are all random words that we're getting from Paratech, from GhostTube, and then even from Pip, who's under in the SD session. And while they all seem random and disconnected, if you worked hard enough, and this is what you have to be careful about, and I'm totally on board with what Beardo said about this. Like a word like protect, cost, early. You know, the guys that were in these racks, they would have to get up early to go to their next shift. And then, you know, the cost, you know, that there were 5 gentlemen on this ship that all paid a cost. And there were men here that, you know, they were probably taken to a battle and they died. The cost of freedom that they paid while they were doing in the Pacific Theater of World War II. And then you've got protect, and you know this battleship protected carriers, and they you know protected the men in there. You know, these are random words. They could be connected to the ship, but it's trying to see if any of these random words will eventually start locking in and telling a story. You know what I mean? And that's the hardest part. That's the hardest part. So anyway, So that's one of, I should say that's one of the hard parts about being in this and doing paranormal investigation is you're trying to figure out, you're trying to separate the wheat from the chaff. And this is where it's compelling, but, you know, is there a connection, or are these just random words that happen to, you know, work hard enough you can make them fit where you're at?
Failure. Protect.
Was it difficult to get any sleep?
I mean, they're not connected, I don't think, to the questions that are being asked. That's evident.
And these types of bumps?
Cost.
Somewhere.
Okay. Somehow, someday, somewhere.
Somewhere.
Does that heater get on your nose like it does mine?
How long did you serve on the USS North Carolina?
Now that's interesting. That's very interesting because nobody, not me, not Kevin, not Ashlina, no one is near the REM pod. And I ask, how long had you served on the USS North Carolina? And you suddenly hear this. Oop. Okay, so that is the REM pod, everybody. REM pod has come to play. Okay, and I believe it's this one that I want, and then. Oh, whoops. Really? There it is. Okay. Hey, Nick, knowing that you're a comic book guy, I thought you'd get a kick out of this. So Pip and I are doing a casual rewatch of the X-Files. We're still in season 1, right? And we saw one today about Amish aliens. You know, Amish aliens from outer space. And one of the guys who's making a play for Dana Scully, it's the actor from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, who actually sings on the soundtrack. He sings in the Jailhouse Now. But he also wound up being in the HBO series The Watchmen. and I can't remember his character, but I can't remember his superhero name, but he was the superhero that had the reflective face mask, and he'd wear it, and then he'd interrogate different suspects in an investigation in this almost like a vacuum room where there was all this video playing and it was reflecting off of his face and it made them tell the truth. Anyway, that guy was in this episode of the X-Files, and I can't remember the character actor's name. You'd know him if you saw him. But yeah, he was an Amish space alien, and it was one of those that I don't remember until the very end. And I'm like, oh, okay, I remember this. I remember that image. I remember that. All right, just throwing that out there. Anyway, back to it. Yeah.
Powerful.
Okay. There you go.
How long did you serve on the USS North Carolina?
Powerful.
Okay, the sigh was Pip. Just so you know, the sigh was Pip.
Serving a civic duty is powerful. I feel like I missed out by not serving. Why did you enlist? Or did you enlist? Were you drafted?
I am.
You are what? Did you enlist? Were you drafted?
I am.
Okay. Were you drafted? I am. It would have been far more compelling if she actually said I was, but unfortunately she did not.
I am.
You are what?
All right. All right. Okay, that's weird because something has gone squirrely with my audio here. All right, let's do this. Let's don't worry. I don't think it's gonna shut down the stream or anything, but it was odd. Something weird is happening with my audio. So let's do this. Let's go to. First off, I'm just going to do a quick scan of my preferences, media cache. Let's see what it'll let me do. Remove media cache files. Yes. And okay. And I'm just going to quit this. We'll start everything up again in just a moment. Okay. Just gonna give it just give it a wee moment. And then those two questions were a bit close together. It could have been a response to both. It could have been. Now, here's another thing that I was telling Ashley, and since this was hers and Kevin's first ever paranormal investigation, I was telling them both. I said the thing you got to be aware of when you're at these different locations and you're asking questions, you don't want to necessarily throw out question upon question upon question upon question and just, you know, hope that that suddenly someone's going to be like, oh yeah, okay, we're good, we can do XYZ, or we're talking to you, because when you think about it, when you put it in, for the lack of a better term, spiritual perspectives, it's going to be a lot harder for someone who does not have corporeal form to summon up the strength to say, okay, I want to say this. I want to say this. And so what you try to do is you try to space out the questions. You try, like, how long did you serve? Were you drafted? You know, that and you give a lot of time in between. And and so you have to be, and this is why you see people recording on so many different devices and so many different ways of capturing a moment, because we're trying to give enough time to have whatever's there, if there's something there, gather up the energy and answer us, you know. A difference between Phasmo and IRL, spirit box wait period. Yeah, exactly, Scott. Exactly. It's one of the first things I learned. Well, there were two things I learned from playing Phasmo and actually getting into paranormal investigation. One, no, something is not trying to eat my face, so that's good. And two, things tend to move a little slower, but time is still... The fact that we've been on this ship for roughly, at this point, almost 4 hours, that boggles my mind. That absolutely boggles my mind, because time is flying by. And and like I said, when we got to the end of this stream, it had been a 9-hour stream. So we had been on the North Carolina for almost 10 hours. That's pretty amazing. But we were done. We were baked by the end of this investigation. We were like, yeah, let's walk away from it. Heads held high. We did the thing, you know, that kind of stuff. For anyone who has meds, remember to take them if you haven't yet. Thank you, Sodi. That's very kind of you, Sodi. All right, let me see if we have, it's still conforming and rendering sound. Okay. So I tell you what, let's take a quick breaky here. Yeah. We are going to be coming back tomorrow night, 7:30, for more evidence review. We're going to spend some time on the North Carolina, just to give everybody a heads up. We're spending time on North Carolina because this is going to be the first introduction investigation for season 4, and Phil and Tina, we're supposed to have them come up for a weekend, and if they're coming up for a weekend, I want to make sure that both the North Carolina and the next investigation, which probably will be Annaberg, those will be our first 2 investigations, or our first 4 episodes for season 4. It's coming up, so you know it's coming up fast. So I just want to make sure I get through all this footage as fast as possible, and give you all a look at how things work behind the scenes. So you're not only seeing the various things that we have to do for a paranormal investigation, you also see how the episode is put together. And then when we make it live, it's smooth like butter. Smooth like butter. But thank you everybody for being here. Really do appreciate you all taking time, hanging in here. And I also appreciate that you've got questions for me. I can't believe you haven't gotten thermal out with you all yet. I'm kind of surprised by that too, Nick. Right, I would say this: if we make it happen this year, it means that thermal will be popping up in season 5, and I'm okay with that. I wouldn't say no to that. We haven't really looked that far down the road what we're going to do when it comes to investigations for season 5. We've got plenty of we wound up having an embarrassment of riches. I was like we're not going to have enough footage for season 4, and then season 5 we were worried we wouldn't have enough for season 4. And then it felt like at the very end of the year, all these things just kind of flopped into our laps, which was kind of cool. I'd be okay with that. Okay, hold on, and here we go. Attention, all personnel. Ads in 45 seconds. Ads in 45 seconds. That is all. Okay. College seminar in 20 minutes. All right, Scott, you take care of yourself. All right, have a good seminar. Take notes. And don't worry for anybody that's leaving us during the ads. It's okay. I'm going to make sure that you don't miss anything when you come back. We will still be where we were, and I'm just going to make sure that that nothing is missed. All right. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for watching ads. It does help this channel out, and thank you for supporting Twitch, because that helps me out. All right. And I will see you all on the other side. But I was thinking, though, I was thinking, Nick, that if I were to take Brandon anywhere, if I were to take Thermal somewhere, I just found out they have reopened for paranormal investigations. They have reopened, I think, with limited groups, but still, Crescent is back on the table, and I was deliriously happy when I found out that they were doing that. So Pip and I are looking into it, and we're looking into doing something there. I don't know if we could convince Pip or Tina to do Crescent at night, and I totally understand that. I think Pip is way more sensitive than she gives herself credit for. And Tina is definitely tuned into something, but Crescent's a tough place. Crescent was a very intense place, and but I think Thermal would dig it. I think Thermal would really dig it. So we'll have to see if we can make something like that happen, Nick. And we will keep you in the loop on whether or not we find ourselves planning a trip out there. Okay. I just want to see something. Okay, that audio looks a lot better. That audio looks a lot better. A lot more behaved. Okay, good. We're almost back from break. Did anybody have any questions for me before we get back into it? Anybody who's still here, if and that also goes for YouTube as well as Twitch. If you all have, I kind of like that. All right. Set a goal. I kind of dig that. We'll have to try that sometime. Sorry. randomly clicking on things here and there as you do. And for those of you who disappeared on us during the ad break, welcome on in. Welcome back. Good to have you here. I believe everything is copacetic now with the audio and the video. What was happening, and this happens sometimes with Adobe Premiere, when you're editing and you've got files that have the same names from one project to another project. Excuse me. The cache will sometimes get mixed up, and will play different audio for the video that is featured. It's crazy, but I know I often have questions, but I'm drawing a blank today. I got nothing. Hey, it's cool. It's cool, Zodi. If you're here just to chill, you're here just to chill. let's see what the USS North Carolina has for us.
I missed out. I'm not serving. Why did you enlist? Or did you enlist? Were you drafted?
I am.
You are what?
Presidential.
Okay, presidential, and that was on the Paratech. So, I think it is worth noting, though. You'll notice that at one point, everything was kind of stacking on top of each other, and now it's starting to space out. What does that mean? Not sure, but I feel like the pattern is evident. It's evident to me. What is that? I have no idea. But I find it interesting that everything seemed to be going off, and now suddenly everything is chilling out.
Or did you enlist? Were you drafted?
I am.
You are what?
I am presidential?
Presidential.
I am presidential.
And there goes the and there goes the REM pod again. Oops, wait a minute.
Presidential.
I am presidential. I am presidential. She gets a hit. My son gets a hit.
Was it difficult to get any sleep with the mess hall right beside
Baby.
with the mess hall right beside?
If you've seen Pip do, if you've seen her do Estes sessions before in episodes of Old Spirits, you know this is a very quiet session for her, which I find interesting as well. But
Was it difficult
just throwing that
to
out
get
there.
any sleep with the mess hall right beside?
Baby. But like a sexy baby. Baby.
But enough about Ted.
I know you're not talking about me.
It's the hair, isn't it? Ted does have very sexy hair.
Closer.
Now, what's interesting is Ted did have a very, I mean, I want to call it an intimate talk. He actually sent us a clip of it, of an Essie session that he had here. And it was intimate, but in that he was bearing his soul. He was talking about being a gay man and being in a gay marriage and all these different things. And the hits coming from the SD session were all very relevant, and that was fascinating. So Ted was kind of like our, I don't want to say conduit, but he was more like our tour guide. And it's interesting because during several points of the night, Ted felt like that the ghosts were getting a little prickly. And at some points he would just go, calm down. And I couldn't tell if he was talking to us or if he was talking to the ghosts, but that was interesting. And then we had this little exchange where Pip says baby, and then we're showering Ted with compliments, and then Pip says closer.
It's the hair, isn't it? Ted does have very sexy hair.
Closer.
If you want me to get closer, can you show me where?
Do you really?
Okay. But this is always interesting too, because whenever we do these ST sessions or what have you, we can't hear what we can't hear what's being said. We cannot hear it. But I always find it interesting listening to or going back and seeing how what we're talking about and what our responses are to whatever's happening there.
Very sexy hair.
Closer.
If you want me to get closer, can you show me where?
Do you really?
Do you want me to get in one of the bunks?
That brrrr sound, the thing it sounds like almost like an 8-bit drum roll. That's actually coming from the Paratech.
Dress.
Hey, how you doing there, Curious Noggin? I love that name, the Curious Noggin. The Curious Noggin. I love that. I love that. And welcome on in.
Dress.
Okay, dress. Oop. Yes, dress. I mean, that could be military dress. It could be formal dress. Could be a lot of things. All right.
Dress.
It's now.
Okay. Excuse me, everyone. Don't worry. We're closing in on the end of the stream. I'm gonna go for a little bit longer, but that's when I'll hydrate. So don't worry, I will be hydrating. I promise. All right.
Dress. It's now.
What's now? What year is it for you?
Oh boy.
Noggin, I can honestly say mine's been a there's a long story behind it, and it involves an incident in college, and my then rando suite mates basically trying to build up a reputation for me and in front of the band fraternity that I was rushing, and the name just stuck, and it became my gamer tag, and it is what it is. But but yes, what you're seeing right here, just because I know that this is your first time in our chat, we are looking over footage from a paranormal investigation that I did beginning of the year, January 4th, and this is at the USS North Carolina in Wilmington, North Carolina. So this is the other side of paranormal investigation. The stuff that you see on television, it's cool. It's cool, but this is what you also have to do to get to that point. You have to review what you're capturing, and that's what we're doing right now. Have we found anything? Earlier on, we might have found something, but right now we're doing what's called an SD session in what is called the racks, and the racks is where these guys would sleep. And this was a fascinating place, the North Carolina. It was a really, really just a wonderful, wonderful time. And yes, we stream. We not only stream footage review, but we also do live paranormal investigations on stream. And we're off to a good start. We're off to a good start in January, but we have a lot of stuff to look at. So that's what we're doing right now. If you have any questions about the investigation, the ship, or anything like that, just feel free to ask.
Dress. It's now.
What's now? What year is it for you?
Oh boy.
Didn't mean to ask such a tricky question. It's more about you. That's why we're all here. We're here to find out.
Like you.
That's why we're all here. We're here to.
The interesting thing is, this is we've gotten this quite a bit. We've gotten on Ghost Stop, on Ghost Tube. We've gotten I Like You, and now we're getting Like You, which I think is which again I think is kind of interesting. Watching Ghost Tube and other things line up like that.
It's more about you. That's why we're all here. We're here to find out.
Like you.
We like you too. We love this ship. What are your thoughts of the USS North Carolina?
Pip is still fiddling with it.
Fear. Fear.
We are moored in Cape Fear, yes. Are you from this area? What can you tell me about Cape Fear?
So that is true. Where Wilmington, North Carolina is where Cape Fear is located. And this is the same Cape Fear. If you're a movie buff, this is where the thriller Cape Fear is supposed to take place. The one with both Robert Mitchum and Robert De Niro. And that is where we are currently moored. I guess that's where you would say it's moored. But yeah, the USS North Carolina is in Cape Fear. It's surrounded by Cape Fear, as a matter of fact. And yeah, I'm not sure if that's a connection or not, but it is interesting that it pops up. So does that mean it's Cape Fear, or does that mean it's just the generic term of fear?
99. 99.
The first thing that pops in my head is 99.
Kiss the heart.
Ooh, what was that?
The first thing that pops in my head is 99.
Kiss the heart.
Kiss the heart?
Kiss the heart.
I'm singing 99 Luftballons, and this is what, jeez, T. Serious paranormal investigator right here, everybody. Okay.
99.
It sounds like you say kiss the heart, honey, not pierce the heart.
Kiss the heart.
Oh, no, you're right. You do say pierce the heart. Interesting.
Kiss the heart.
We got to find out if there is a significance to 99, and
just noise.
and this and the ship.
Not responses to our conversation.
Which?
Now is that which?
Okay, and then the paratech goes off, and Ashlina says which.
Which?
Now is that which? W-H-I-C-H?
W-H-I-C-H.
W-H-I-C-H.
Which?
Now is that which? W-H-I-C-H?
W-H-I-C-H.
Like which one?
Yes.
Okay. It does feel very random.
Mm-hmm.
It does feel very random. I just got the head shake from the pet. That usually tells me she's having a frustrated go, but we can give her a few more minutes.
Okay, if you're trying to talk to us, we're going to need you to respond to an actual question. Like, maybe just give us your favorite color.
Tell me.
I mean, that's the other thing too that was funny. I think even even Ted was getting a little frustrated because the game. How you doing there, Coastal Wolf? How are you? Oh, and because of that, hold on a minute.
I see you.
Okay, there you go. This is the Estes method. Good job, Coastal Wolf. Yes, this is the Estes method. My wife is currently under, and we are on the USS North Carolina in Wilmington, North Carolina. Great location if you ever want to visit. Oh, since you're here, you might get a kick out of this. We are introducing tonight, first time ever on stream, brand new emote. And if you want to take a look, there it is. And if your monitors are showing off the size of the emotes, yeah, that's Doug. It's Doug during his marathon stream when he was playing Get to Work, which I couldn't stop watching. That was ridiculous. But yeah, we are at the USS North Carolina, and we are in the middle of an Estes session with my wife, and it was a good night. It was a really good night. Have we found anything that made us go woo? Not yet. At least not tonight. But this has been still a pretty good investigation. I volunteered to help with ghost hunts a few times at this place in Washington called the St. Ignatius Hospital. Now was that Washington D.C. or Washington State? Is that D.C. or state? State. They got some good places. See, the hard thing about the Pacific is it's a lot younger than the rest of the country. But there are some places out west that I've been really, really wanting to go out to. I think I've heard of the St. Ignatius Hospital. And if it's just a different St. Ignatius, that's even better, because one of the things I'm discovering in the relative short time that I've been doing paranormal investigations, it's the places that aren't as well known. Like Conjuring House has got a lot of hype about it. But that's because it's part of the Warren Cinematic Universe. You know, if I say, oh, the Conjuring House, then you know exactly what I'm talking about, even though the one that's depicted in the movie is nowhere near what it was in real life. But if I were to say to you Wildwood Sanatorium, you might not know Wildwood. But man, that place was bonkers. That place was wild. And it was wild enough that it is going to be our season finale. So yeah. Oh, nice. Okay, got a couple of West Coasters. Let's go. Yeah, I need to get back out to Washington State. I freaking love Washington. It's a great state. There's a lot of wilderness, but I love Washington State. Seattle has a very soft place in my heart, but yeah, I've enjoyed Washington each time that I've been there.
Your favorite color?
Tell me,
right. Like he said, what's your favorite color? And then Pip responds with, tell me. Not teal me, tell me.
Favorite color?
Tell me.
No, you tell me. What's your favorite color?
See, even Ted's getting frustrated, I notice.
8.
See, that's the second number we've gotten tonight. And usually when numbers pop up, there's a significance. I just gotta figure out what it is. That's 99, so And by the way, thank you for bringing up this game can get a little crazy. I just got to say real quick, and it does not fail to make me laugh. When I wrote that line in in Twitch for Dummies, I just threw it out there, you know. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't keep up with chat. This game can get a little crazy, right? It's become a thing. I mean, there are times that I'll be sitting in Doug's chat, and someone will say, "It's okay, Doug. This game can get a little crazy." And I'm just like, and unfortunately, I don't have my voice box, so I can't go in coming.
I see you.
But you know, it's still that was a fun video to make. That was a fun video to make in response to Doug. And again, it's good to hear that Doug is okay. I said at the top of the stream that I asked Doug, "Were you okay?" Because I'd totally forgotten that he had just moved to LA, and turns out he's good, and everything's copacetic there. And yeah, I did. I genuinely enjoyed. I don't know what it was. Maybe it had something to do with the fact that I just started a new job, and then Doug is playing this game called Get to Work, and I could feel his frustration running that game. And he was like, I don't understand. And I'm like, Doug, this is an allegory for corporate America. Trust me. I think you're getting frustrated by design. And I'm still planning to finish the stream, because holy Hannah, I want to see what's at the end. I really want to see what's at the end. A lot of it is a bait game. It is. But I mean, and it's genius, but it's also pretty dark when you really look at it. It's a dark game. It's a very dark game, especially with the fact that you're on all fours through the whole game and you're on rollerblades. I would have been terrible for the chatters in the basement. Yeah. Well, that was the thing when I did get to sit down with Doug for dinner at TwitchCon last year. I said, "You have a really interesting relationship with your stream? And he was like, yeah, I do. And he's like, but you know what? He's one of the good ones. He is truly one of the good ones. And it's nice to see that. It's nice to see him crushing it. You know, just my 2 cents there. Just my 2 cents. Okay, here we go. Back to it, everybody.
8.
99 is an 8.
I'm telling you.
You're not telling.
And that's interesting.
I'm not asking for numbers. I'm asking for.
99 and 8. That's gonna be my wife's. That's gonna be my wife's. My wife's homework. We got to figure out the significance between 99 and 8. Thought I heard one of the cats. Let's see. Yeah. There are cats. There are cats here.
He's got cats on stream?
I do.
God, what can't T-Monster do? I'm not even being facetious. It's like a really good stream.
Okay. That's one of my favorite drop-ins. Okay. I'm telling you. Ads in 5 seconds, everybody. Sorry. Ads in 5 seconds. I thought there was a cat. I heard you. Hey, buddy. Hey. Yeah. It's Dorito, everybody. He's just coming in. Dorito's coming in and say, yo.
I'm not asking for numbers. I'm asking for.
I'm telling you.
You're not telling me. I need you to tell. Well, tell Pip. Don't tell me. Tell Pip. That's Pip. Tell Pip.
You can.
Oh wow! Now this is interesting. I feel like there is something happening here, because he says, "Tell Pip," and then Pip responds with, "You can." Hey, buddy, what's going on? What? What is it? You got treats earlier tonight. What's going on? What's going on, buddy? Okay. Yeah.
That's Pip. Tell Pip.
You can.
But you don't know me. I don't know you. I will.
Oh, it literally just said "fuck you."
Wow. Whoa.
But you don't know me. I don't know you. I will.
It literally just said "fuck."
All right. That means I need to bleep that out. We try to keep it. We try to keep this show. We try to keep Old Spirits PG or PG-13, which means I could get away with one. I could get away with one FU. All right, hang on. Here it is. Okay. Bars and tone. Okay. And I'm just going ahead and just I'll drop the audio in here. It only hurts for a moment, but you're back. You're back. Thank you for your patience. All right, so let me just make this. This I don't want to make the. I don't want to add. Oh, okay. So let's see what happens if I say.
Oh, it literally just said "fuck you."
Oh,
yeah. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. You didn't miss too much. I just bleeped out my wife getting, hearing this.
Oh, it literally just said "fuck you."
Okay. Which is interesting because, yeah, this was when I felt like it got a little adversarial between Ted and whatever's there, right? Okay. Yes? What? Did you want to be up here? Oh, you're tightening your... Hey! I am not your scratching post, but come here. Ooh, This is Dorito, everybody. He's a little criminal. Ooh. Sailor with potty mouth. It was funny when my I was a part to get to the work live stream. He restarted 3 times due to his chat wanting 2 hats. Yeah, I remember the whole thing with the 2 hats. Forgot what time it was and streamed on his birthday, which chat truly enjoyed. He did not enjoy it at all, and then didn't. Oh, he didn't finish the game. Oh well, I want to see how far he got. It was funny when my flashlight burned out at St. Ignatius the first time, because I didn't learn until later the ghost in that room was known for that. Catching it slightly on camera was huge. Ooh, so you caught something on camera as well. Nice. That's very cool. That's very cool. All right. He's a long boy. He's definitely a long. Dorito, I think, was the runt of the group, and then there's Hudson. Hudson's the unit. He is the straight up unit.
You can.
I mean, they're already kind of standoffish. Then this happens.
Oh, it literally just said "fuck you."
Oh, come on.
Okay.
Ooh, no reason to get like that.
He looked like it.
Towards our friend Ted. Calm down.
There it is. There it is. Calm down. I love that. Calm down.
Just look over.
What was that? What did you say there, Pip?
Just look over.
Just look over? Just look over. Okay. Just look over.
Especially towards our friend Ted. Calm down.
Just look over. And those are the those are the phrases that always give me pause, because it's like, just look over there, here. It's like, it's like that. It's like they're teasing you. At that point, it feels like they're teasing you.
You can.
But you don't know me, I don't know you. I will back.
Oh, it literally just said "fuck you."
Oh, come on.
Okay.
Ooh, no reason to get like that, especially towards our friend Ted. Calm down.
Just look over.
Okay, so the paratext coming up.
Quickly. Quickly.
I think Dorito just got frustrated. He went over to give Pip some company.
Quickly.
Would you prefer talking?
Well, that's what Pip is doing right now, and I think Coastal. I think some are made better than others. The one so Ghost Stop has, I think Ghost Stop has at least 3 in stock, maybe 4. And the one that Pip's using is great. I believe that the one Pip is using is the SB7, and I have the SB11, and I really love the SB11. That's the one I use. So Pip's is the bog standard spirit box, right? It's the one you see in like every, it's pretty standard. You set it on FM, it sweeps, does the thing, right? Then there's my spirit box, and the spirit box that I have, you can set it on FM. It actually will do 2 bands at the same time. So I put one on FM, one on AM, and then I just have it sweep like this. And that one is in Phasmophobia. The one in Phasmophobia that you get at the higher level, the reason it's on the higher level is because it's doing that. It's sweeping both FM and AM at the same time. And Yeah. So, some of the stuff that's in Phasmo, it's interesting. It's interesting to me how realistic Phasmo is to going on a paranormal investigation. The only thing is that none of the ghosts that you're encountering are wanting to turn you into origami. But on a whole, yeah. I mean, if you wanted to know what's it like being in a paranormal investigation, Phasmophobia nails it. Now, if you want to know what it's like doing a paranormal investigation in a horror movie, that's Demonologist. So I don't die. Smart move. I do. I approve.
T. Morris is proud of me.
So there you go. All right. Let's get one or two more hits. I think I'm going to wrap up around here.
Would you prefer talking to Ted, or do you want to talk to somebody else? I mean, Ted won't talk to you if you talk to him in that tone, but...
This is Pip. Just leave me in for a little bit longer. It feels like I'm just starting to connect. Feels like they were hesitant. I'm just
Maybe
now
they
starting to hear
maybe-
voices.
Maybe they just need a little sass.
Maybe, you know...
Hi.
Hey.
Okay. I think that's going to be a good place for me to stop. And then we'll pick it up from here tomorrow. And we will, we're going to, we'll pick it up from here tomorrow. And also, throwing this out there too, everybody, next week, we will, next Thursday, I will not be doing this. Normally I do this on my Thursdays and Fridays. But next Thursday, I will not be doing this. I'll be doing instead a D&D subathon with my best bud Steve Saylor. So you're gonna see me do that, and it should be hella fun. What? No, there's nothing up here for you to play with. No, there's something up there for you to play with. Is it okay if I ask you a question about the paranormal or ghost hunting? Yeah, sure. That's why I do this. I do this because I want to provide a forum, and I also want people to not only ask me questions about what we're doing, how we're doing it, but I also want to give people a chance if they want to find out something about what I do. Why Adobe over DaVinci Resolve? Because I use a lot of Adobe Suite stuff at work or for my job. And so I use Premiere, and Premiere is a platform that I'm so comfortable in. I used to teach it, so that's why I'm an Adobe guy. So there you have it. I've heard very good things. I'm just looking for the criminal. I've heard very good things about DaVinci. Yeah. I've heard that. I've heard people love it. People love it. But anyway, so if you have a question for me concerning the paranormal or ghost hunting, feel free to ask. Go ahead. Feel free to ask. I am going to find, meanwhile, how long has Thor been running? Thor's been running for 6 hours. He might oh, wait. I think we're gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to take it to Ashlina. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take it to Ashlina. Ashlina's on, so let's go raid Ashlina, shall we? Let's go raid Ashlina. Hang tight. All right, here we go. Anyway, I wanted to let everybody know, though. I wanted everybody to know that next week's going to be something new. But tomorrow night, we're going to be doing a lot of this. We're going to be doing some... tomorrow night, I'm basically going to pick up where we left off, and we are going to continue our trek into the USS North Carolina. I was wondering, how do you make sure what you are capturing is from the paranormal? Tesla was experimenting with EM waves. That's a great one. That's a great one. And here's what I'll tell you in closing. By the way, if you have a sub here, you can just go on ahead and you can drop this message in raw. But if you don't, it's okay. Just use your own emotes, but feel free to say it's a tea party and cheers for the Monster Mash. Real quick, I'm going to answer that question, though. I rule out everything else. And and when I have narrowed out everything else, whether it's air conditioning, whether it's something natural, whether it is one of us, whether it's a noise from the ship settling, whatever is left, if I can't explain it, then it's paranormal. And on that note, thank you all for watching. I will see you all tomorrow for more footage review, and it'll be 7:30. So take care, everybody. Mwah. Peace.
Time skipping, paying off that loan. Like I said, I'm just trying to get to the point where I can terraform, you know?
It's Halloween, motherfucker.
Hey. T, how are you? T, how are you doing? Welcome on in. How are you doing, T? Thank you so much. Hi, Twitch moms. How are you? Hi, T. Ghost hunting BFF. I'm so ready to go again. How are you doing, T? It's good to see you. How was your stream? How was your stream? Ooh. Ooh. I'm so excited. Now that CapCut's back, I can get back to editing my vlog.